J Squad.
We gotta find now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find that's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find that's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find that's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find that's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find that's the first clue. That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find the program. That's the first clue. We gotta find that's the first clue. That's the first clue. The program. That's the first clue. We gotta find that's the first clue. That's the first clue.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today? Oh, yes, Simon. We're gonna go over the debate a little bit. I'll give my piece about it. Welcome to a slop-filled Monday morning. Should be an interesting stream. We're gonna talk about Mujin a little bit because he's been catching a lot of heat, and I mean, I feel like it's it's the same criticisms that I was already saying, right? But he's coming up with other views, so I figure we'll talk about that. I haven't seen anything from oh, what's his face, Saikona, but I don't really expect to. I have this feeling he's just going to stream through it, right? Stream through it and ignore all the criticism, right? You're curious to see what the whole deal is with Mujin since you're not too much into it. So we're not going to watch the video. We've already watched it on another stream. Mujin came out with a video that called uh, well, it was on Saikino. I don't remember what it was called, but it's basically calling Saikuno a predator. If you don't know who Saikuno is, I didn't either. He is a extremely popular Asian, streamer that his whole deal was being like the shy, awkward guy. And uh what caught me to it is they were basically saying Mujin was saying he's this predator, he's this, evil guy, cheater, manipulator, and different things like that. After going through the video, it's pretty obvious that he's just a cheater, right? And you could say manipulator because yes, that's what you're going to be doing to get it. But they tried to throw him off. I hate this thing that smaller content creators do online, where they're victims of bigger content creators, even though they're not adults. Or even though they are adults, like you're an adult, you still have to make your own decision, right? When you say that, it just seems like you were the one going in for clout and you got, burned for it. But it amounted to just a bad breakup with, catching him cheating. But Predator, he is not, right? He didn't essay any of these girls. He didn't, do anything major. He just didn't tell them about each other, and he had a girlfriend at the time that he lived with. So yeah, call him an asshole, but he's not a predator. So it kind of blew up online because of who's it's about. And let me get myself up here. Everybody started talking about it, right? Ugh, I forgot to get my window set up. Let's do this. And it's just kind of like everyone's having the same opinion. Sometimes people are waiting for drama just to clout chase and twist the narrative. True, true. And it's like, it's very one sided. Where is it? River Pups. No. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think this is it. This should be it. Boom. So he made this video. Will pop up.
My girlfriend.
I mean, you make a video about drama like this, people are always going to come out of the woodworks. Like the commentary community loves a good video on a predatory content creator, especially when it gets into like essay and actual rape or, the other stuff that happens. So apparently, like this this post right here was funny reading over it because this guy who's 27, his 26-year-old girlfriend was so obsessed with Yakuno, I can't pronounce his name right, that she ended up like leaving him, or he found out that she was cheating on him with uh with this large streamer. It's like, man, sitting in the cuck seat when that happened. But anyway, like I said, the video is pretty much a nothing burger. Most of the tweets are like them talking. One of the girls didn't even go and have sex with a guy. One of the girls did. But they're calling, for everyone who's ever talked about him to come out of the woodworks. And that did happen, actually. So we have this powder chick who I don't really know anything about. Let's see, where did she say? Here it is. So she came in and she said, ladies, you're not special. We're all special." Kind of make a joke like the harem is special. We just played a game. Don't get any funny ideas. And she's basically admitting, like, hey, yeah, I was doing a little bit of clout chasing with a larger YouTuber. It was beneficial. I don't know how far their relationship went with it. And yeah, he's a cheater. So then she says, "You can criticize him for cheating. Absolutely. But never once did I feel manipulated by this dude because she's an adult. She's controversial, to put it lightly." Oh, is she? Maybe I'll have to look into her. Is she an anti-woker? Elf charged for hate crime. But I mean, she's talking the truth here. Never once did I feel manipulated by him. He's a huge flirt, but I was incredibly aware of the power dynamic. Also, he was just friendly. Friendly. He's quite forward with his riz, which I didn't like being around. Gave me player vibes. I am going to flip. Am I going to flip out on him? No. Usually, when someone is like that, they're already talking to multiple people. I see some women trying to play victim as if they didn't have a brain in the situation. Also, saw people throwing the word predator around, and I think that's unreasonable. Mujin never really was a reliable narrator. I agree. If a large content creator who is friendly asks you to play a game with you, would you say no? Uh, I mean, yeah, this is kind of. I agree with her. I don't know what her controversial stuff is, but I definitely agree with what she's saying right here. Is you're adults, you have to be conscious of this stuff, right? Uh, Very rare powder when nice. Ah. So Mujin came back. And can you criticize him for cheating? Absolutely. But I had no views whatsoever and became desperate after trying everything to be relevant. So I chose to appeal to people who hate my gender in order to pay rent. I'm not sure what this is in reference to. I'm going to flip on a serial cheater who had sex with women without telling them that they'd be home wreckers. Of course not. Morals are an obstacle for my income. uh, Mujin was never really a reliable narrator, so when his video eventually comes out about me being canceled by my audience for secretly having dated a black guy, even though I keep saying that I can't stand minorities, please don't trust him. Also, English is my first language, and I have no idea that predator can mean a person, organization that uses weaker people for their own advantage. Yeah, okay. We'll start with this statement right here. Right, you're using the legal definition for it, right? However, online, predator has a very specific meaning, right? It's very different than someone using some using weaker people. And even with that, just because you're a small content creator doesn't make you a weaker person. You're still an adult. You can still think for yourself. You can still, make the choice to go it. And here's my thing: I don't believe it's so hard for me to believe that anyone actually believed this uh, persona that he put off. Like, I don't know. Like, is there anyone in real life who actually acts this way, or is it just a fantasy perpetrated online? Mujin is a player and womanizer, but not a predator. I think you mean Saikuno. Saikuno was the player and womanizer, but not a predator. Yeah, yeah. Mujin is the guy who made the video, and then now he's crashing out because everybody is going after him. Not just controversial people. Not just controversial people. Uh, I don't know what this is about. Maybe Simon can say something about it. Mujin always reeked of a fraud, massive larper. That's funny. Uh, and he's taking shots at her here, which is funny. Uh, because she's talking about her point, right? You can call it a rare win. Uh, but she didn't feel. You just did. Oh, you should just said she's controversial. So far, who's your lolcow of the year? As much as I always hate the quartering, I'm gonna have to give it to Chibi. Chibi's always an easy one to go with. Lolcow of the year. I mean, we're still at the beginning of the year, so we have plenty of time. The quartering and Chibi are in a hot race for me, with Chibi going extra predator here recently. Yeah, I mean, you could say like I see some women trying to play victim as if they didn't have a brain in the situation. I think this can be a little harsh because yes, some people are tougher than others, but you're still your best advocate, right? You're the one that has to advocate for yourself in those situations. And, I don't care that you call him out, right? But don't use the situation to push it more than it already is by adding terms like predator into the mix and make it sound like it's this huge deal, right? It's a bad relationship. They'll know better next time. And you move on, right? And I think he had, but it's okay. My audience gobbles up anything that I say. Dumbass simps. LMAO. Mujin and Powder fighting hate both of them. Good, good. Welcome to the stream, Patrick. The thing is like I'm very out of the loop. Like my connection to the VTuber and Asian YouTube is generally Simon. I've dipped my hands in it a few times. Uh, and because there's been interesting stuff happening around it. But this was a very normal drama. Two retards fighting, and you love to see it, right? You love to see it on the street. You sit down with your chair and your popcorn, and you just enjoy. And he's still just getting bodied. Also, stop fetishizing me in a mixed race relationship, you fucktard. Gross behavior. Dude, I just told you that what Mujin was referring to. Read it. Where? What are you referring to? There's no fucking message up here. Mujin always reeked of a fraud and a massive larper. That's the only one I see. Did you send another message that didn't go through, or did you send it in a chat? Fucking Simon. I'm not gonna read my own tweets. I'm not uh fucking gay like Smash and these other guys. I don't know who Curry is either. I see this was in the works for a long time, literally a week ago. I stopped Mujin after the voice actor bullshit he pulled as his source and reporting were very biased. Ooh, let's take a look at that. Mujin. Let's take a look at your. Oh God, I hope there's not an OnlyFans on here. See, that's like where I've not been in. Oh, he's a typical like drama YouTuber. I see. Oh yeah, I've watched Annihilated. I mean, I've watched that one. I don't remember it. That was the other drama. I almost watched this one. So I've watched a couple of this dude's videos. He's like he's just very commentator. Curry is a dumbass A-logger that nobody takes seriously for the most part. Gotcha. See, you know all these characters, Simon. I'm just enjoying the show from a very normie perspective. Very normie perspective. Bum. He doesn't really seem to answer back to anyone, though. He stayed very quiet on that. Double ratio. Don't care about ratios. Don't care about ratios. It's still funny that he's crashing out over this. Like, are they really homewreckers too? If they didn't know about the other one, they're all like, I'm not going to say victims because I think victims is a very different connotation. You're looking at someone who's a victim who's been uh, overly damaged in some way, something very serious. They're all the other girl. They're all the side chick, right? Tectone said something I agree with for once. Mujin is the moist critical of VTubers. That's funny. He made a near hour-long video on me, which is gonna be my next upload. Mujin made one on you, or Curie? If Curie did, I'll watch that shit. But yeah, he's not getting the good time that he thought he would have on here. And I also saw like this thing on his page. Who makes an hour-long video on you, Simon? You're pretty clear cut. So we saw, I guess this is a comment from someone, and something with XQC. I want to go to the table and put your chips on multiple positions. His girlfriend, he could have simply dated his girlfriend. Oh, excuse me, here it is. If you can only date people that are as or more famous than he is, then who could he have dated during his peak era? There are zero creators that qualify for that. Please clarify. And then Mujin says his girlfriend. He could have simply dated his girlfriend that he lived with and not lied to her over 5 years while playing dating simulator with every female content creator in existence. But sure, man, let's instead farm clip calling cheating based really classy. So here's the problem with that. In your video, Mujin, in your video, you specifically call out the power imbalance, right? You do the gay power imbalance stuff. So this guy's comment is specifically on that power imbalance. You can argue, yes, you don't even have to argue. He cheated. He's an asshole for cheating, right? But the power imbalance really has nothing to do with it. We're all grown adults. If you're, fucking overwhelmed by a creator, maybe you shouldn't try and date them. Just make that a rule, like, hey, I'm a fan of this big creator, maybe I just shouldn't, don't what's the saying, don't meet your heroes. So yeah. Then he said, to all victims worried about any sort of backlash, don't be. They're all the same accounts. Well, I'm new to this, Mujin. And this platform makes it seem like they have a voice by constantly pushing negative replies first. It's all noise. I encourage you all to speak about your experiences. They matter. I mean, I have no problem with people coming out and saying, yeah, I was one of the girls, but I would be cautious on calling him a predator or necessarily agreeing with Mujin's shit ass video on it. Because it's really, like I said, a nothing burger. As much as he and others, like, who's the chick that's involved? Let's go here. We'll go down to his video. What's this? Yeah, Hiroma. She says some things that are, I want to set some boundaries. Wait, what? If the girl was autistic or something and couldn't make the right decisions, that would be one thing. But then her guardians would be at fault for letting her happen, for letting it happen. True. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not just like a lot of people may take that she's autistic and just put that on the table. But unless she's autistic enough that she can't take care of herself, then it's a moot point. I'm almost done with editing for my response video to Curry. Basically, it's a video of a logging my Twitter and just how much I talk about Rev calling me obsessed for close to an hour. I might do that and then watch your response video. Link it in Feed the Pig for later. That may be like a Wednesday stream. Uh, if you put out your video by then, I'll just watch both of them. Is this an old tweet? August 13th. Okay, that's pinned. Just pocket dialed my dad. Oh yeah, she got community noted on here, but it got taken down. Or she was talking about getting taken down. What he did is horrible and there's no excuse, but why in the world are you giving him hope that he'll get a second chance? You can't share what he's done with the world, say he's so terrible, and then run back and give him a second chance. This is what me and Damage said about the situation. Like the whole Discord call just is so needy. And you can talk about, like, I've heard some people say, well, she just, that's just the way she talks and things like that. No, she uses like very specific language. Like she doesn't ever say and stand out and say like, I'm never talking to you again. She keeps that door open, and she even mentions like, let me know when you break up with your girlfriend, and then says like for him to go like console his girlfriend. Yeah, let the cheater go and console the girl that he's been cheating on. It's fucking uh crazy. Tried to marry up and it didn't work out. Possibly. You do realize the call was recorded before the doc, right? A girl was emotional on the call. Also, it was 6 a.m. for me, and I just woken up when he called. Okay, so here's the deal. You're about to get through this call. You called him, I thought, or he messaged you. You can set the time. No, I don't want to talk to you right now. I just woke up. Let me fucking do it. And I'm sorry, this may sound fucking like manosphere bullshit kind of stuff, but you didn't sound emotional in the sense that you were mad about him cheating on you. You were like dogging him, sure, but it felt more like what I think she was doing is she was trying to take some of that power back. She had been cheated on, so she wanted to try and make him feel like shit and be cheated on, but she also didn't want to lose that connection, right? You don't want to lose that connection with a huge YouTuber that could still get you views. It's a disrespect to your own self and the girlfriend he cheated on. The way things look, it seemed like he said no to staying in contact, and everything was released in turn. Oh, that's interesting. Uh, yeah, I guess if the call happened first, I don't know that I would go that far. I don't know that I would go that far. I mean, she didn't probably ever tell him about the video, but you should always assume that you're being recorded on a Discord call anyway. The community notes are incorrect. I did wake up at 6 a.m. The call in the doc says 6:50 a.m., which means that the time frame is correct. Community notes do better, blah, 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 blah. This doesn't matter to me what time she woke up. She's an adult. She could have made um, the choice not to immediately talk to him and to get her shit together, right? Guys, this was over a month ago. To anyone who wants to claim I wanted to get back with him, here's us also agreeing to stay just friends since he didn't give me the consistency I needed. Oh God. This isn't this isn't a fucking month ago. This is like 2 weeks ago. For one, sweetie, we ain't that far into March or into April. Yeah, I understand that maybe it'll change one day, but let's just be regular friends. And if we hang out more and more and it grows into more than that, let's do that. I feel like you are ready, and it's the same as with other things. Like I want to feel ready to reciprocate the same feelings, and right now it is not so. It feels unfair to you. Well, you take all the time that you need. For that, I've always told you to do what you feel comfy with. I'm right, feeling fair, but I never expected anything from you or needed it from you. I was here because I wanted to simply be. If you wanted that as just friends, then that's okay too. Uh, it might take some time for me to a little get a little over, because obviously I still have feelings for you. But if it's what you want, I just want you to want to need. What is this? Okay, so the call was April 4th. So this is probably during the whole deal. So she had put this out. When was the video dropped? When was the video dropped? What is it, the 13th now? The video was dropped on Saturday with the 12th. The Discord call was on the 4th. When did they initially find out that it was cheating? I don't remember. I don't remember. Uh, but obviously the Discord call was thing. So hold on here. It does. I see what she's saying now. So this was from a month ago where they were talking. Yeah, I understand that. Him basically telling her we should just be friends. She got the friendship treatment. We should just be friends. To anyone that wants to claim I want to get back with him, here's us also agreeing to stay together. But you're not. You're not claiming that. But I never expected anything from you because it was simply if you wanted to that as just friends, then that's all okay. It might take some time for me to get over you because obviously I still have feelings for you. But if it's what you want, I just want to do what you want and need. So this makes it like this is context just makes it even fucking crazier. So what you're telling me is y'all had a conversation 2 weeks ago before you had the Discord call about wanting to be friends and you still having feelings for him. Then the video comes out and you had the Discord call with him where he don't act like you want to be away from him. You still act like you want to be friends. Kind of a call me when you break up with your girlfriend situation. And then the video drops soon after that. I mean, this seems very, very malicious in the way they're doing it. And this is me defending a guy who cheated, right? He cheated, but this girl is still thirsty as fuck for him. She would, at a moment's notice, go back to him and do it in the background so she doesn't look fucking crazy. If he told her to one more time, if he gave one of those shitty little fucking shy boy conversations. That's even funnier. So Mujin and hemorrhoid, uh, just absolute craziness. Like this makes you look bad, not him. Oh, Simon or anyone else, I suggest you go like at least watch the video because it's a fun little watch for a view. Uh, Most of it's he kind of loops a lot in the video, and then there's the Discord call. If anything, go listen to the Discord call. But she still wants him. She's still for that. I think she's just mad that she wasn't the one chosen in the end. Oh man. Oh, it's like high school bullshit, right? Just like high school little bullshit here. Hold on, I gotta get Crimson Desert pulled up. We're gonna listen to the Otter here in a second. Oh, excuse me. The Mujin stuff lasted about as long as I thought it would. Not a lot of tweets, just them, crashing out over the same stuff. Obviously, she is very manipulative, right? In this situation. So we got two manipulators manipulating each other. I wonder how much she actually knew about the girlfriend before that call. This is just me making theories. I don't believe entirely that she would have known about the cheating and then made a cheating video, right? Where is my... Yeah, we ain't doing this on. This game is not very playable. Bum, bum, bum. But that's the stuff on Mujin. Next up, the Otter himself. Simon, who is in the chat, and OtterlyNoah had a little stream about, was it Synthetic Man? Is I think who y'all were originally talking about. But it got into a particular drama that happened with like a voice actor, and the anti-woke said that they were a hypocrite because they're Asian playing white voice acting characters, but say that they think characters should be in live action should be portrayed as their race, right? Like if it, especially a well-known character, you shouldn't race swap. Basically what is happening. So I only know a little bit about this situation, but I'm gonna try and I heard some of the debate, but I couldn't keep listening. I had other things I had to go do. So we're going to listen to it, and I'm going to give criticism where I feel like there's criticism, whether it's of the Otter and Simon or whether it's of Kinoflex, who came in to debate them, right? Or to talk with them. Let's take a listen.
Recently, our favorite Birdman obsessor just so happened to try to step to me directly to try to defend Rev Says Desu, our favorite lolly-loving Christian. Or rather, fake Christian. Right. The main reason for this was recently one of Kinoflex's friends, who goes by the name of Kaletso, made a video on me specifically getting mad at me debunking Rev Says Desu, Endymion, Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, Heel vs. Babyface, and plenty of other delightful suspects. Oh, and Dr. Disaster, of course, too. It was a pretty funny video to check out on stream, especially...
I've never really looked at Dr. Disaster. Let me download that real quick. Because this game does not like...
That character wasn't given to him.
It took a while for Simon to say fucking this video. Dr. Disaster is a ripoff of Overlord DVD, aka Doomcock. I mean, I've seen his content, and it's like I've seen a little bit. Like I've seen a video of his. He's just not one that I've ever interacted with, because to me he's like nobody. It's just, I don't know, not on my radar. All right, let's try this again.
I understood how important it was to get this right for them and for the fans, because I'm a fan too. Also,
Oh, okay.
From those groups. It's about providing a good voice for a character, and all this nonsense about having to understand the background of these characters in order to give a proper performance is totally ridiculous. It's one of those things, it's meant to be so progressive, and yet it is so regressive, and all it does is segregate people based on the color of their skin and limit their opportunities based on the color of their skin. It's ridiculous.
I had to rewrite and re-record this section because I did not realize how misleading this motherfucker is.
Bruh! Hey yo! So you're trying to call me misleading molesto? Well, what were you doing earlier?
Just letting you know, I made fun of Kino for being on the spectrum, though Noah cut that bit out of this highlight video. Yeah, I heard that part. I don't really care if you make fun of somebody for being on the spectrum. Simon, from what I know from you, you're not a you're not one of those guys that preaches that you shouldn't say, retard, or you calling people ableist and stuff like that, right? You're pretty, as long as I've known you over the past few months, you've been pretty consistent with like the way that you talk. You have no problem with slurs and other things like that for the most part. More the context of the slurs. So I'm not really worried about what you said there. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I think Kino was trying to spin it like, oh, you're a wokey, so why are you saying that? But that's not what I would like, that's not the term I would put you under, right? He probably should have left it in here, but I don't know how that would do with his normal audience. What the fuck? Really?
Here, buddy. You were trying to defend Endymion and still having to agree with me, but you still wanted to try to agree with Endymion because you just don't like me as a person, because you don't like that I call out grifters. And also, you're taking clips of my video out to try to fit your own point there, man. Who's being misleading here? It's not me, motherfucker. Nice try. Go ahead, Simon.
So basically, what is he trying to do here? Is he trying to call you dishonest here?
Now he's trying to do that. Yeah, he's trying to call me dishonest after everything he's already done that we've shown in this video.
And again, not just that. He's also trying to, like, it's again with the whole ProZD thing. The fact that already he's pulling up his fucking Reddit, his sources from bounding in the comics.
I know.
We're gonna do this again. It was working.
And trying to run with this narrative. By the way, mind you, this whole fucking bullshit with ProZD, it all began with Rev. He was the one who spread.
We're gonna go to here for now.
Spread this lie about him because he got tilted and he got blocked by him.
Yep, 3 years ago.
So,
he has been spreading this lie for.
All right, I'm gonna try and reset this real quick. See if this fixes that issue. I don't know what's going on with here. It's got to be my
point there, man. Who's being misleading here? It's not me, motherfucker. Nice try. Go ahead, Simon.
But I do try and tone
myself. So basically, what is he trying to do here? Is he trying to call you dishonest?
Now he's trying to do that.
Yeah, I understand that. I definitely understand that on a certain level. Like, if I go to someone else's chat, I'm probably not going to be saying the other things that I would say. I'm not going to go into Noah's Discord and start spewing retard all over the place, right?
Yeah, he's trying to call me dishonest after everything he's already done that we've shown in this video.
And again, not just that. He's also trying to, like, it's again with the whole ProZD thing. The fact that already he's pulling up his fucking Reddit, his sources from bounding in the comics, and some random shitters on Reddit. And trying to run with this narrative. By the way, mind you, this whole fucking bullshit with ProZD, it all began with Rev. He was the one who spread this lie about him because he got tilted and he got blocked by him.
Yep, 3 years ago. He has been spreading this lie for 3 years. And we already showed this. We proved this entire thing and, like, put out a really distinct paper trail showing how things went from point A to point B. And how Rev has kept this lie going about ProZD for a long time. And funny enough, this Molesto guy is also trying to propagate that lie. It's so funny. You can't make this stuff up.
Bingo.
Sure, based on how OtterlyNoah presents Rev's arguments and the casting situation in general, it seems reasonable. Given that the characters have aged, the voice actors who...
Alright, we're just not going to be able to do it. Fuck me. I have it downloaded, but it's still not doing what it's supposed to. I don't know what's causing this. I'm not going to go fishing. Not going to get to play my slop.
who played these characters originally as kids may not be best for the role now. It could be that other voice actors could better inhabit the characters in their own versions of this new film. Thus, why the original cast is not assembled for this new movie. The issue is that this is not at all the reason that was given from the casting director in charge of the new movie.
Where you see this Ask Me Anything being hosted by this casting director named Jenny Jue. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but she is someone who, if you look at her resume, she's very accomplished as a casting director. She did
look, she even worked on Avatar Last Airbender Season 2. Oh well.
Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 2, but if you scroll down here, you also notice she has some upcoming projects like The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender, and that is something that is mired in some controversy. And that was something asked in the Ask Me Anything, where this person said, is there any reason why you guys decided not to bring the original cast back for the ultimate nostalgia trip? The characters' voices are just so iconic and distinct, I find it hard to really accept anyone else in their roles, plus promoting the movie with the original actors coming back would break the internet and truly feel like the original show is back. And I agree 100% with some of these claims that are being made here, but this casting director would respond, saying this. I told Mike and Brian that I understood how important it was to get this right for them and for the fans because I'm a fan too, also my favorite IP. Since the original show was released, there's been more
Oh, here we go. He's still shilling for Rev. Come on, man. How are you shilling for Rev? It's also incredibly funny because Rev literally has basically admitted to his grift now. And that's why his Lolicon audience, which is his main audience, has they've ditched him because they can see through his grift even more so now. It's so funny.
Because
again, it's being spouted off by Rev, so I don't buy that. I'm sure there's something else.
His sources are from Reddit and fucking bounding into comics, so that could easily be a crock of shit as well.
Exactly.
Standards and trends that demanded more quote-unquote authentic casting, meaning that today's standards of casting voice actors would prohibit many of the.
Oh, here we go. He's gonna bring up Pro ZD now. Propagate the lie.
Ridiculous. Thus, why Rev says that the casting director is woke and the trend in the industry is a negative one.
Imagine the anime dub industry.
Here we go. This section is cut and out of order.
Niche Gamer is another one. Niche Gamer is another one too, honestly. It's like completely full of fucking shit.
Exactly.
That's another fucking. Yeah, that's another like.
Yeah, Niche Gamer
freaking like
kind of
out like news website.
I used to watch Niche Gamer, but they just kind of they didn't really say anything in any of their articles that was interesting, so I stopped.
Completely full of it.
Are they also anti-woke as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then now, yep. Alrighty, we can already see the bias.
Pretty much everyone would be out of a job unless you were a Japanese-born English voice actor.
But it's also funny, you know, because like Rev tries to claim, oh, Pro ZD's in favor of this. Even this anti-woke site apparently literally said on their title that Pro ZD criticizes race-based casting.
Well, talk, man. Black voice actor.
Yeah, it is pretty positive. Like it is pretty much said. Like I said, I know very little about this drama. I know kind of what was said by him. But this seems like a positive article. Voice actor Sungwoo Pro ZD Chow criticizes race-based casting. So yeah, that seems pretty positive towards
the anime industry. All of your opportunities would just evaporate.
Like the title of this article goes completely against what Rev says, even though it's an anti-woke thing. I'll give them credit for actually saying it how it is. Pro ZD is not in favor of race-based casting and voice acting.
We have talked about before with Pro ZD. You might recognize him from his popular YouTube channel. He's also a voice actor, and pretty much from the jump in his voice acting career, as we talked about in previous videos, was trying to...
Here we go. Just doing the lie again. Okay.
Yeah, I wish I would have gone over the lolicon, him ditching the lolicon freaks. That he's now that he's pretty big. His wife even recently taking shots at Chibi to stop showing it in her Twitter threads. Well, here's the thing. They're going for this Christian grift right now, right? And if you're going to hold to that Christian grift, you can't have a ton of lolicon art because people have constantly been criticizing them about their sexual proclivities and things like that on the internet. Can they be saved and changed? Yes. Yes, anyone can be saved and they could be changing. But when it comes to the side of the internet that they're attached to, it just doesn't seem genuine in any way, shape, or fashion.
This idea of authentic casting, and that's what we're talking about with this situation, where he is spouting this belief that you have to match the ethnicity of the character you are playing, which is so...
Which is completely Again, I am so looking forward to you actually dropping your video on this, just to finally fucking...
Yeah, I ended up canceling that stream. We can still do it this week, if you want to, Simon. I mean, it's not that far away. Yeah, Christian grift personally pisses me off. Yeah, it pisses me off too, because it's because people fall into that by just hearing Christianity. You hear it with like our president right now, and I think if you actually read the Bible and you're actually a Christian, you would realize that our president is the very definition of a false prophet, in almost every sense of the word. Like he doesn't care about Christianity at all. It's a tool for him to use to get what he wants. Give me a time and day and I'm all for it. Okay, I will. I'll actually get back to you this time.
put a nail, finally put an end.
I know, because at that point, there will be no excuse for anyone to propagate this lie anymore, because it is such bullshit, and provably so.
Or to take Rev seriously on anything at this point, because he's so full of fucking shit.
Well, yeah, again, even his core audience is going against him, because he went back on the lolly stuff.
His core audience is going against him because he's basically he's doing what Nux Taku did.
Yes.
He's doing the same thing that Nux Taku did, that he called them out for. The difference is, and a lot of people in his audience are also telling him, you're doing the same thing he's doing. The only difference is that you're being more careful with your words because you know that this is going to fuck you over.
Exactly.
Like, that's the only difference what he's doing. He's being more prudent with his words. He's basically saying, oh, well, I'm actually not against a lolly hentai or lolly content in general. I think just consuming porn is...
He's being wishy-washy about it.
Yeah, sinful and degenerate, and I don't indulge in that anymore. All while LARPing as a fucking anime girl and selling anime-related merch that is oriented to that exact crowd that he thinks is sinful and degenerate. This is like being a crack dealer, a drug dealer saying drugs are bad while still selling drugs.
Oh, look, Simon, look what Kino or Shorty Flex is saying in chat there. Frozy D isn't in favor of race-based casting when it affects him specifically. He has double standards. That's the entire point. Hey, yo!
Dude, Kino, you are fucking stupid. We literally uncovered this on a stream that this was a fucking lie that Rev started because he got blocked by the dude.
Exactly.
He never said this.
Yeah, Rev is a petty bitch, Kino. I'm not surprised you're trying to defend him too. But of course you're trying to propagate the same lie that Rev started about ProZD 3 years ago. Because Rev is a petty bitch, and he didn't like getting blocked by ProZD. That's what happened. You can check out the 5-hour stream we did, going thoroughly through everything and showing that.
They aren't going against him on ProZD. No, they aren't going against him on ProZD, Kino, because this lie has been spread for so long that it's basically become the truth.
Yeah, even non-anti-woke people like Omni or Anime America fell for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a common tactic that happens with a lot of the anti-woke channels. They're going to keep spreading the lie because they think it will eventually become truth. And obviously, it seems like in this situation, a lot of people fell for it. It's like the Yotai drama. It was all fake. It was all made up. The numbers, they were completely ignoring the numbers or misusing the numbers to make it look the way they wanted it to look. Smash to this day will still mention Yotai, even though right now he's currently going after Marathon as hard as he can. Which I don't think this is going to end up being the one that they think it is. Like, High Guard was a game that nobody wanted. It had nothing to do with woke. It had nothing to do with woke agenda in the gaming industry. It was just something nobody wanted in an already, filled out saturated genre. But now that there's another live service games, which I can have a lot of criticisms for live service games in the industry, and it's actually not anti-woke, or it's not woke stuff that ruined the gaming industry. It's live service that ruined a lot of these franchises and different things like that. But yeah, they'll just keep spreading it and spreading it and spreading it until they think everyone believes it's the truth.
Like already, we already knew you were going to try and defend this, but we uncovered this stuff and how full of fucking shit Rev was and what led to this whole narrative being spun. He is lying. Noah does plan on dropping a video on this regarding the extent of it. And if you're actually someone who actually argues in good faith, you will watch that video and then you will tell me how it's not bullshit. Because if you still defend it after that, buddy, I'm sorry, man, but nobody should ever take you fucking seriously.
Yeah, the cope will be completely unreal there.
ProZD at multiple times has expressed his support for authentic casting.
Hey, yo, there it is! Hey, yo! We already showed he was being disingenuous, but that is so easily debunkable. That is such an easily debunkable lie.
Go show him the clip. Go show him the full clip.
I'm gonna show the full stream.
Yeah, that's I was about to say that. Yeah, if you make the claim, pull it up on stream, but it looks like they're already gonna
here.
Show him the edited clip from Rev and show him the actual clip.
Double toasted, yeah. Prosy to you. Yep.
Yeah, and because obviously he's going to try to run with the clip that Rev originally used.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, very easily debunkable.
Now he's going to do that to you right now, Kino. He's going to do it right now.
So let me put on captions as well, so everyone can see what he's saying here.
That's the most frustrating.
Are you trying to say that we might not be able to understand his Asian accent? Oh, little bit of a racism from the Noah.
This whole thing is about him talking about his role in BlackBerry.
Is like, oh, surprise, here's a new thing that nobody knew about unless you read the fine print in an email or whatever.
Yeah.
So all I can hope for is that they just don't fuck it up and it just is fine. If it gets better, that'd be a miracle. I'm not.
Why are you moving like a turtle?
The cope is real.
Kino.
The cope is real from Kino. He knows we're gonna destroy any of this here because we already did it on a 5-hour stream. The cope is real. He's sweating. He's sweating like an Ace Attorney sprite.
A couple of things before we go. You being an Asian, actor, voice actor, not actor. Everybody talks about diversity, and I'm not here to be too controversial or point fingers or anything like that. But speaking of diversity, and you now starting to venture out into live action acting.
Live action acting. Keep that phrase in mind here as I play the rest of this clip.
You hear that, Kino? Live action.
How do you feel about
live action acting?
I guess you being, again being Asian,
especially because of BlackBerry. Because this came out right after he was in BlackBerry.
He's limited.
Remember, show him the edited clip from Rev.
Yeah,
white male.
Exactly.
Being by what you've seen so far.
I definitely would have more opportunities if I were white, for sure. There's no doubt about that. But I think there have been changes in a positive way, and not just for Asians, but for all for different races, different genders. There have been steps, and it has been improving. I mean, even comparing now to 10 years ago.
So when you do voice acting,
I'm also going to play this part though too.
Be that much of a hindrance because you're behind a mic and you can play.
Yeah, because now see, look, he's talking about voice acting. That entire thing that he was just talking about before was in regards to live action acting. But watch, funny enough, what happens here when he brings up voice acting.
Not being seen on camera, and you can do different voices for any kind of character. You actually did a voice for the Riddler. Which I should show people because you were very great at that. You had your own take on the Riddler.
In Bat Wheels, yeah.
It's a whole catalog of disasters. Get it? Like catalog?
I get it, okay? I get it.
Now I was looking at that Riddler right there. Was he is that an Asian Riddler or is that a white Riddler?
Wait for it.
That is an Asian Riddler.
Oh, nice.
I don't think originally was intended. When I got the auditions, there was no mention of an Asian. We're looking for an Asian actor.
There we go. See right there. That already shows that ProZD, already the entire thing that Rev always talks about in those videos is using.
So basically, it's like two separate comments. His comment on live action voice or live action things. He said you should stay consistent with the characters, black characters, white characters, any of them. He made no distinction of races, but of characters, just that they need to be racist. And then he's making a distinction about playing voice actors where he says, you can do any voice. It doesn't matter if it's a white guy doing a Chinese voice if they are giving, if they're good at Chinese accents, for that.
That clip out of context. But this also shows that ProZD really doesn't care about race-based casting. He applied to that role just as the Riddler, because the race of that character wasn't given to him. And after the fact, it was made Asian. Case in point.
Yeah. Bingo. So
I'm also going to show the other, the Rev version of these events. Oh boy.
Now that we actually showed you the full context regarding that, and we're going to show you the rest of it, try to defend it. I am genuinely curious. I want to see how you're going to try and defend that now.
I know. I'm curious too. I'm curious to see how I'll try to defend this as well. Is this one? This is the one, right?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Where he shows, is this the one with the double toast clip or whatever? Let me see. Yep, it's this. It's this. Here we go.
That reflect his own race. Now, for many people, a lot of people are saying, well,
I'd say bring him
really
on
how he
point.
feels?
If he wants to talk, bring him on.
Yeah, Kino, if you want it, don't I?
Right, yeah, it makes sense depending on the movie. Well, like if you're gonna be like, I'll still stay adamant if you're gonna make a character that like you shouldn't be changing the races of already established characters in most things. There's I think exceptions to that rule. Like I really see no problem with when they were gonna have they had someone who was gonna be a black 007, because 007's character is very, like, it's more of a title. That's why it's so easy for them to change characters or actors, is because it's more of a title than it is 007. Yes, it's the same character every time, but it's malleable.
I have Matt as a friend.
Like, let's say a movie takes place in Africa, it makes sense to have authentic casting. Exactly.
Friend, right? You know what? Why not? Let's bring him into call with you and me, Simon. Let's see.
James Bond is white. 007 is a designation. True. But I would still, me personally, being a James Bond fan, I wouldn't care if James Bond was black in one of those episodes or in one of the movies, right? It's not I don't know that I would consider it a race swap.
Let's see. You can make a group here real fast. Just
come on, Kino. I actually want to see how you're going to defend this, man. Like, you already been on SK streams. You already went into his streams and talked to him. Let's talk.
Simon, I don't know if Simon was saying that Kino watches me or something like that. Like, I don't think Kinoflex watches my fucking streams.
Let's talk, man.
Let me see here, yeah. Well, I'm going to show the full thing first, then I'll add him in. Because I want to show the full thing here and show,
I didn't care until I saw that every Bond character was the same person. I originally thought James Bond was a code name and not specifically a single person. Yeah, I mean, that's true, and that's a good argument for why they shouldn't race swap him, right? Because he is a character. It's supposedly the same guy, but he's also seems to be immortal because he's lived through generations, and sometimes he's been older in the past and then younger in the future. That's where I say it's malleable. It's not as malleable as, say, someone like the Doctor from Doctor Who, because he literally changes into new people all the time. I think the casting for the Doctor has been terrible for a while. Yeah, I don't know if that was a mistake or if it was different versions of the same character. Yeah.
The hypocrisy with Rev here and how he twists what Prozy.
Well, I think it was just so much with Bond. It's just so much they were picking actors to play him. Like, they weren't thinking ahead to Bond having, 1,000 movies and things like that. They would just pick an actor that they thought was a good actor to play that suave British Bond character.
He was saying that
just
clip.
some simple quotes. I'm going to show you
this is just straight up fucking slander.
An interview that he's just lying. Took only a couple months ago, and this will solidify his stance on this whole issue regarding the race of voice actors and the characters they play.
Do you feel like
here we go?
This is also an argument that the anti-wokers make, where, like, he's making the argument that the anti-wokers have made loop my brain back around. This is an argument that the anti-wokers have made before. They will argue separately that you shouldn't race swap characters, right? I agree with that on a lot of levels. And then they will separately go after a voice acting company or a voice actor or some shithead in the voice acting community that says that all voice actors should be authentic to their race, right? They're making the same argument that it seems ProZD is making.
Oh,
your opportunities.
Did you see the theory that The Rock is a Bond film without officially being one? It's a good video. Oh man, link that to me. That would be fun to watch.
Are limited? Do you feel like more opportunities would be open to you if you were, a white male, being by what you've seen so far?
I definitely would have more opportunities if I were white.
He completely took that part out about the live action acting. Already, right there. He took out the part that the Double Toasted guy mentioned at the start, where that whole thing was about live action acting, because of his role in Blackberry.
For sure. There's no doubt about that. I mean, even comparing now to like
really,
5-10 years ago, it's
like,
definitely changed.
defend it.
There we go. Also, he adds that text on there. Hey, yo!
Yeah.
Rev adds his own text to try to make it look even further.
I appreciate it, bud. I appreciate it.
Defend it now that you know the full context.
Exactly.
Defend it.
I'm gonna add him in right now here. This would be so funny. Let's see. Simon, Kino, is it just that?
I wish I could see it. No.
Create group message.
Make sure your little window is like out of the video so we could read what it's saying there. Just a pro tip from a pro like myself.
I'll start the call here. Let's see. There we go. Awesome. Tiny Flex is coming onto stream.
Come on, Gino.
Come on, Tiny. Come on, buddy. Come here. Tell us how ProZD was lying there. Tell us how he's in favor of race-based casting. Uh-oh, he's not picking up.
Oh.
Someone needs to edit Rev saying ProZD was talking about voice acting with the Family Feud X sounds. That would be pretty funny.
There we go. Hey, Tiny Flex, why don't you tell us how ProZD is in favor of race-based casting and voice acting there?
Okay, so yeah, tell us, now that you've seen the clip, how exactly was ProZD for authentic casting for voice acting? Now that you've seen...
that's just something you're denying, that he's for authentic casting.
Oh my fuck. Okay, how is he for it? Where did he say it?
He clearly is for authentic casting.
Okay, where did he say it?
Do you not see how he didn't have a problem with the Riddler being race bends to fit him?
Are you dumb? Are you dumb?
Holy fuck!
I think there could be an argument for that there, like on the director's side. They bring up the director who made the decision before. But yeah, I mean, I can see where like from the director's side, like why just because you hired an Asian person, you needed to make the Riddler Asian for the show. But that doesn't say that he is approving of it, right? ProZD is approving of it. Like, what should he have done that would have made him not be seen as pro changing it to him? He didn't say anything, or I haven't seen him say anything that's what he came in and wanted to change it to. This is all on like feelings and thoughts of what's happening. And what is he supposed to do? Tell the director that, I'm not going to work if you change the race of the Riddler, right? Sure, I do think it's a straw man that he's saying it, because what he's saying, let's go back a little bit.
Favor race-based casting. Uh-oh, he's not picking up. Oh. There we go. Hey, Tiny Flex, why don't you tell us how ProZD is in favor of race-based casting and voice acting there.
Okay, so yeah, tell us, now that you've seen the clip, how exactly was ProZD for authentic casting for voice acting? Now that you've seen...
that's just something you're denying, that he's for authentic casting.
Oh my fuck.
Well, yeah, he comes in there with the idea that you're just denying that he's for authentic casting, when that's not what Noah or Simon have said. It was very clear that when it comes to live action, that ProZD did say that he's for authentic casting, right?
Okay, how is he for it? Where did he say it?
He clearly is for authentic casting.
Where did he say it?
Do you not see how he didn't have a problem with the Riddler being race bends to fit him?
This is also like a weird situation. He's saying he's for authentic casting, but really what he's trying to say is he's not for authentic casting.
Are you dumb? Are you dumb?
Holy fuck! The cope is real.
Simon. I've never met you before, and I can already tell that you're absolutely insufferable. Do you not understand? That you can have double standards? Hey, I, a Korean American, should be cast for any role. My race shouldn't be a barrier to entry, but it should be a barrier to entry for other people who want to play a character.
Oh, funny! He never.
But now, like, we're putting words in ProZD's mouth, right? Because that's not what he said in any way, shape, or form. You're thought policing him. You're saying what his thoughts are in it. Bro thinks American is a race.
Said that, Tiny Flex. Sorry, buddy, he never said that. Nope. Nice try.
He doesn't need to explicitly say that. He doesn't need to explicitly say that. He doesn't need for these guys to specifically say that, because they're going to push that narrative that it is that is what he thinks. That's exactly what he thinks, right?
And then Rev is also going around lying about him, trying to act like he did say that.
It's not a lie.
It is a lie. It is a lie.
How is that not?
How is it a lie? How is it a lie?
Because
he. So
is there? Is he on record?
I'll say I said it in the chat when I was listening to this. Y'all needed a fucking moderator, because y'all talk all over each other this whole fucking time, and it was kind of annoying.
Is he on record saying that a white guy can voice a black guy in a role?
Dude, they literally changed.
Is he on record? Is he on record?
I know he's moving the goalposts. Kiddo, don't move the goalposts. Stay on base. Stay on base.
Can a white guy
stay on base, you fucker?
For a role?
Yes,
can a white guy voice a black guy in a role?
Yes, a white guy can voice. Yeah.
So he said that. Where's the clip of him saying that?
Okay.
So he didn't say specifically race. We saw it earlier. I don't know if y'all pull it up, because I left soon, kind of after this point started. But he did say that he thought that when it came to voice acting, that the guy who was asking the question mentioned voice actors, anyone can do that, and he even said that if you ever need a moderator, just ask. I have no problem telling anyone they need to shut the fuck up and let someone speak. I will, Damage. It's a great idea. We did hear that. Like, if Kinoflex was in there, they did have that conversation about voice acting, that anyone could voice act different voices in there, right? It wasn't based off of, like, it had to be based off of race. It was specifically when they're talking about live action, that he said, he thinks it should be stuck with the race of the character that's in there, right?
Dude, listen for 2 seconds.
It's Kino being disingenuous, This is how he operates. He knows it doesn't actually have any points against us, and he knows he's fucked here on this point with ProZD. Go ahead.
Noah.
I want to talk to him.
See, here's what I would have done at this point, is I would have brought up the clip again and let him listen to it. Again, I don't know if it came up later in that, but instead of just attacking his character and things like that, because you can do some of that, I have no problem with that. But instead of attacking his character, pull up the clip and say, this is what he said. Pull up both clips and say, these are the things that he said. What Rev said was a lie. This is what Rev said. This was very on the spot, though, so we didn't have any real plan for it. Yeah, I get that. But y'all did play some of the clips that were on here of what he was saying, right?
I want to talk.
Noah,
Okay, go ahead.
Telesto has you dead to rights. Like ProZD is a hypocrite. I'm sorry.
How is he a hypocrite? Because here's the thing: we literally just showed you the clip where they went and changed the fucking directors, changed the race of the Riddler when he went in expecting to voice the normal fucking Riddler. How the fuck is this guy lying? How is he being a hypocrite?
So it's catering to him. It's catering to him since he got the role.
Yeah, but again, that's based off of the director, right? You have no information that says that he came in and decided to want the Riddler to be Asian. So this isn't ProZD saying, hey, I wanted the character to be Asian. It's the director deciding, you know what, I have an Asian actor. I'm going to make the Riddler Asian. And I think there is an argument to be made there. But again, what is ProZD going to do? Turn down the job after he got pulled for it? Not take the money, right? He's just going to go through it. You don't know what his true thoughts are on them changing the Riddler for the cartoon.
It was originally for the Riddler is white. The Riddler is a white character, and then when he voiced it, like they changed the standards for him to suit him.
Again, this has nothing to do with him specifically. He even says it. They changed it for him. There's no, he fought to change it. He wanted to change it. He made comments about it changing it. It's just, they changed it for him, right? It's very broad. We should have done that instead of showing him the clips first and then getting in a call with Kino. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Oh, ProZD didn't advocate for that.
He's not for authentic casting.
Well, then there we go. You admit it. You admit that's a lie.
It's like they're taking the absent. He unironically argued ProZD should have turned the role down after they made the Riddler Asian. Yeah, that's what he's trying to go for, but they're trying to take the like absence of his comments on it, or the absence of him choosing not to work the job, as proof that he's not for it, right? Even though his comments seem to be the opposite of what is said. I'm sorry, but no, its live content is unwatchable. This, I will admit, like, this debate was pretty hard to sit through for the first sets of it, right? It was a little much, and it still is. Looks like Tired Kamoji got off the boat, the otter boat.
No.
You know that's a lie.
He's not for authentic casting if it applies to himself, but he is for authentic casting if it's depending on the race of the actor.
Said that. He never said that.
Oh my god! Like that, he is clearly.
I watched him debate the Chibi Reviews guy, and I felt like the whole time the other guy just wanted to leave as soon as. Maybe I haven't seen that one yet.
Communicating that, like.
Oh, is he? Is he really? Show us, Kino.
What he believes. He's not saying, "Hey."
That's what he believes. Like, there's like you can head after this argument. Like, how do you know that's what he believes? You can't just say, like, this guy keeps saying he's pro for it. How do you know he's pro for it? Because he didn't say anything about that. Absence of a statement is not proof of the opposite, right?
This is a white character.
Yeah,
this is a white character. I shouldn't voice them. He's saying, oh.
Yeah, I should just flat out say I shouldn't voice them, right? I should quit the job that I got and suffer and not making money because these people will believe that I am for it when I do it.
They changed his race after I auditioned for this white character.
Therefore,
it's not hypocrisy.
That wasn't his call,
bro. Kino.
He still auditioned for it nonetheless, knowing that
the coke is real. Holy fuck!
Knew it. Noah, like, do you not understand this point? Do you not?
Oh my god. Kino knows he's washed, but he's still trying to fight. It's like the Japanese soldier who kept fighting after World War II. Holy fuck, man.
Yeah, this is a big criticism with this I have on Noah's side. is attack that argument, talk about that argument, try and, you know, break it apart for him, instead of, you know, this is cope, this is that, this is whatever, right?
You don't understand the point. You're the one who don't understand.
It gets to the point where everyone was just becoming a broken record, repeating everything. Yeah, I could agree with that, Snake, or at least it's sounding like it's going that way. Which the pay is already abysmal. Right, yeah, for voice actors, I believe it. He's trying to dogpile on the guy.
I know, he isn't. It's really funny.
Noah, Simon, do you guys not understand double standards?
That's not a double.
Here's the thing is, I don't think Kinoflex understands what a double standard is, right? If you're offered a job and the job has something you don't believe in, right? Do you automatically quit that job and just try and search for another one? Or do you work that job and maybe find something else, or maybe work through it because it's not a horrifying situation, right? There's different levels to people's morals on things. So they changed the actor to a Asian person because I'm Asian. Yeah, that's a little freaking weird, but I don't know that he has the ability to turn down the job, right?
Give me an example.
No. And hope he gets another part with something else. In this economy, you thug it out. Yeah, I hear you saying that in those situations, right?
Give me an example of a double standard right off the bat.
No, okay. You want to make the argument of double standard? You give it to us now.
Exactly. You made the claim. The burden of proof is upon you, buddy.
You can't just throw the
Sorry, buddy.
You can't just throw. You can't just throw the question back at me. I'll give you an example of double standards. I'll give you an example of those double standards if you can give me an example of double standards. How about that?
That's not how that works. It's literally you're saying that ProZD is using the double standard, right? He has a double standard that's different from him. You are the one making the claim. You need to show the burden of proof, and it's not just going to be I feel like he is for it or against it. You need to show with the clips, right? So all right, I got the clips right here, and send them to fucking Noah to have him pull up and go through it, or have him go to the particular parts of this video, because that seems what they would have a problem. He would get blacklisted fast if he took a contract, recorded lines, got paid, and then left the project after they made that change. Yeah, agreed. That's the thing too, is it's not just him losing one job. It could affect every job he has after that. That's a very good point, Damaged. And most people aren't willing to sacrifice the way they make money for their moral standards on things, right? You just bite it and push through it. You just thug it out, as Kamoji properly said.
Give me one
right now. You want me to tell
Okay.
An example of a double standard is you trying to ask us to give you proof when you holy fuck, dude.
Right now. An example of a double standard is a voice actor claiming to be for authentic casting, but not doing so for roles offered to him.
This is an example of this happening. It's not you proving that ProZD is doing that. You need to prove that ProZD is doing that. That's the standard you set when you said ProZD is a hypocrite and ProZD is using a double standard.
Never claimed that. He never claimed that.
No. Do you not? No. A voice actor. I never specified ProZD.
Yeah, unfortunately, internet brownie points don't fucking count.
Well, that's what you were claiming.
They don't pay out.
Before. Now you're moving the goalpost, buddy. You're moving the goalpost. Nope. You're moving the goalpost. Nice try. Get back on point.
Yeah, I don't think Noah really knows what moving the goalpost is. He's not moving the goalpost. He's giving a broad example. Also, ProZD talks in the big 2026. How long ago was all of this stuff happening? But you know, he's not moving the goalpost. He's giving you a broad statement of what he is saying the word is and trying to use that as like proof that this is what this guy is. 3 years now, Jesus Christ, this is old news. But it's not like he shouldn't do that. That doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove that ProZD is using a double standard for himself, right? You need to you need to focus on that with Kino and be like, that's just a broad example. Tell me how ProZD fits into that niche. Like, I need some kind of actual evidence, not just you think he thought that.
Get back on point. Get back on point.
Hypothetical. Do you acknowledge that is a double standard? Remove ProZD from the equation and just say that they're a random voice actor.
This is a trap too. I'm pretty sure if Simon or Noah would have answered it, I think Noah or Simon does answer it. He would have said, "See, it is a double standard, and that's what ProZD is doing." When that's just not the case.
It was about ProZD though. You're bringing up something else entirely, buddy.
Would you acknowledge that is a double standard?
Going a completely different direction here.
Again, no. Answer the question. Answer the question. If it's not ProZD and it was a random voice actor, a nameless voice actor,
I know, right? Mythical, it's so funny. The cope is real.
They're more authentic casting, but don't take an authentic casting role. What is that? It's not a double standard. What is that if not a double standard?
This isn't about ProZD anymore. You're trying to change the subject.
Exactly. You're no.
Like,
yes, you are. Yes, you are, fucker. Nice try. You're going a completely different direction here.
Well, he's trying to set up a trap where he's saying that take ProZD out of the situation. Well, y'all are hypocrites because you said this was a double standard, but suddenly it's not a double standard for ProZD, when that's not the argument at all. The argument is that ProZD is not using a double standard. He didn't make any claims about wanting to change the character to Asian. We've seen nothing out that. It was the director after they hired him for it.
I'm asking if you consider this to be a double standard, and you're not.
Because this isn't about ProZD anymore. You're going a completely different thing.
You understand that's a double standard.
What happened here?
It is a double standard, but this isn't about ProZD anymore.
It is okay. So we acknowledge that it's a double standard in that scenario. I listed to you. You acknowledge that.
You said that you're trying to say that ProZD, it's a double standard, but how does this relate back to ProZD when he's not for this?
I know, he never made the claim. The cope with Kino is real. Copoflex. Copoflex.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I mean, if you're, I'm gonna match the energy here, man. I'm gonna match the energy here, Kino. If you're gonna try to claim that ProZD said something he didn't say, I'm just gonna laugh at you and joke around. Because we show blatantly right there that he didn't say it, and you're coping. You're coping and seething.
His actions don't reflect anything. We can't.
You're coping and seething because you don't like that ProZD didn't actually say the thing you claim he said.
No, genuinely, what action?
Oh my god, no.
I know, right?
Dude, he literally came out and said that it was about authentic casting. What actions?
He took a role that was not meant for him.
But that's
race-wise.
But that was.
But he already said in the video that it was already established through the guy asking questions and things like that, that when you are doing voice acting, anyone can do voice acting, right? He gave no distinction about what voice acting. He gave no distinction that voice acting meant it had to be authentic, right? He's switching it around to. He took a role by himself. This would be like moving the goalpost, because it's now what's wrong with double standards? I mean, it falls under your morale, right? If you believe that something should be done, but it's okay when you do it, I think that's a big problem. Because you're not living by your morals. You don't really believe something if you don't believe the rules apply to you, right? Now, I mean, there are situations where there are double standards in a way, right? The military is a big example of one. Leadership at a higher leadership is going to have things that they're allowed to do that the regular Joe down on the bottom is not allowed to do, right? You get into like the officer level. The officer level is very different from the Joe level, the down at the bottom, but they have the same rules that they fall under. Rev's faith is a double standard. Oh.
It's never what he said. He's always.
But anyway, he's trying to flip it around now. He's trying to basically say he knew he was going in for a white job, but he decided he was going to change it, versus after the fact it was changed to Asian after he was hired, right? They didn't change it immediately, from my understanding. I don't know how long it took him to change it, but this is more of like moving the goalpost. Well, it's no longer that he's a double standard. Now it's that he took a job that wasn't his race when he believes that you should be positive. Like a hypocrisy is what he's going for here. It's actually moving the goalpost.
Always been for it, being okay with.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That he demanded to have the role be made to cater to him. It's that he took the role. It's that he auditioned for a role that was white. That was meant for white people. He does.
See, now he's moved it over to he took a role that wasn't for white people, or that was for white people.
Doesn't hold that same. That he doesn't hold that same.
Which I would bet with Kinoflex is opposite of what, which is something that opposite of what Kinoflex would believe, right? Kinoflex, if he's an anti-woker and things like that, I doubt he believes that voice acting should be authentic to the person out there, because that's a big talking point for that was a big talking point at one point, that people were complaining that voice actors should be of the race that they are voicing.
Standard. He doesn't hold that same standard. He has a problem if you're taking. He has a problem if you're not the same race as him and you're voicing a character that is of his race.
You never said that, Kino. Nice try. That's a lie. You know it. Nice try, buddy. Nice try.
Like, here's the thing. He's clearly for authentic casting, sure, but where does the double standard come in? Because the authentic casting is specific to live action, right?
Authentic casting.
Two things can be true at the same time. You can be for authentic casting in live action, and you can be against authentic casting for voice acting. That's pretty much it.
I know, it's the funniest scope I've ever seen. It would be funny to have Jan in there.
No, genuinely, where did he say this? We showed you the clip regarding authentic casting, and it was for live action.
Give us an example, Kino. Give us something concrete of him saying that. Give us something concrete of him saying that.
When it came to voice acting, he contradicted himself by auditioning for Riddler, getting the role, and then they changed the race of the character.
That wasn't Pro CD though, dude. That was the studio. You're claiming Pro CDs in favor of this.
Why does he not have a problem with that, since it's not authentic casting?
That was not his decision to make.
Here's the thing too. He's working for a company, right? He's working for this studio. There are certain things that you cannot do when you work for a studio, and disparagement tends to be one of those things. So why would he again go in and like blacklist himself from the audience by giving negative publicity to the very role he acted, right? Why would he do that? Because that's also going to negatively affect his future jobs. Oh, well, this guy's going to voice act for us, but then he's going to talk shit afterwards. Why would we hire him? Why is everyone so obsessed with race? Because so people used to not be, at least when I was a kid. I mean, you had racist people, sure. But there was it really kind of started with the woke movement, the SJW movement, where suddenly everything had to be very specific to the race. It was all about the minorities and authenticity. You even got to the point that it was like reverse it was like racism back onto itself, because we had, affirmative action. We had all this stuff that got people to not have black and white buildings and businesses that you could go into. We got rid of that, but then there was literally campuses that wanted black and whites separated from each other in the campuses. The students wanted it. So that brought up which caused a lot of the more racist people to flip and start fighting against it. But then you have people who basically it's flipped right on the other side. Yeah, now we have the opposite thing where what it was is there were people genuinely fighting against it, like they don't care whatever race it is, but the internet tends to bring out the worst in people and bring out the worst people. So the worst people started taking that information and making it about race for everything. Noah needs a moderator to tell him to shut up. I mean, look, he can't stop trying to talk over the other guy. Yes, that's true. And Simon is trying to get him to shut up. But I'll say this about Noah is Noah has an ego. Yeah, it went from reverse racism to just classic racism. That's right. That's right. Noah has an ego, and he likes to be in control, right? So that's why he kind of ignores Simon on some of these things. I've seen him tell people that he like later on I did hear him mute. Yeah, I did hear him mute Kinoflex, which I think is always a bad move. It looks negative upon Noah, not on Kino for it, unless something egregious is happening that you need to mute him for, right? The best thing to do is try and quiet the room down and then, take control. Like, even if you're the one in the conversation, try to moderate it a little bit, right? Funny enough, B-Stars, you have Komodo dragons doing reverse racism against Legacy. I don't know any of those people. Oh, and Beastars. I don't know what that is. Yeah, and I heard you, Simon. You can clearly hear it within here, but Noah can be a little hard to wrangle.
I know.
He can say, hey, that's weird. Like, it's weird. Hey, keep him white. Like, he never expresses the problem. He says it's cool. He just says it's cool.
Oh my god, he's making me laugh so hard here. Holy fuck.
You do not understand.
Yeah, that's called a cope laugh.
Dude, Kino.
The only one coping here is you, Kino.
Do you not understand how this shit works? Because reality is, ProZD doesn't have a say on how they race swap this stuff. That was the director's call. He
does have a say in auditioning in the first place, and his understanding of Riddler is that he's a white character.
And he auditioned him based on that fact. The directors changed it afterwards.
So he doesn't believe in authentic. He doesn't believe in authentic casting for himself.
He doesn't believe how
he holds other people to different.
The wrinkles in Noah's Zelda poster are upsetting.
Standards. That is the problem.
Get on to him.
That's the problem.
He's not the one who changed the race character. He's not the one who pushed for that. The directors did it afterwards. He could have said anything, and they would have still went through with him. Because that's not his decision to make.
Kino doesn't realize VAs don't have much of a say in how the animated project turns out. That falls on the creatives involved. Yes, that's true. And, like Damage was saying earlier, there's all sorts of things about blacklisting and stuff like that. I think y'all should have, one thing, obviously we're doing a after the fact, a post hoc view of it. But I think one thing that you could bring up with Kinoflex is that two things can be true at the same time, right? Just like I said before, two things can be true at the same time. He can believe that live actors need to be authentic. He can also believe that voice actors don't need to be authentic. And his view on the them race swapping the Riddler, like he shouldn't have taken the job because the job was a white job, is a retarded take and an anti woke take, right? Anybody should be able to voice act a character, but now we're talking about race swapping white people, and suddenly the double standard is well, it's not okay to race swap white people, right? No, it should be okay to race swap anyone because it's voice acting, as long as the voice actor is hitting it. But it's not okay for ProZD to apply, or to audition for a white voice actor.
He's a voice actor. How much do you think influence do they have in this shit?
I'm
like, you're trying to say that he's out here saying, bro, like, oh, he's pro-authentic casting for himself. He auditioned for the role knowing that he was going to play a white character. And then the directors changed it for him. They changed it because he auditioned. That was not his call. He didn't make that decision.
It doesn't matter if it's call or not. It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
It 100%. It 100% matters that if it was his call or not. Because if he didn't push for it, which we have no proof of him pushing for it, as far as I've known, 3 years later, then how do you know he's for it, right?
How much do you like genuinely, Kino? How much influence?
Okay, so if it's not called, then he should call it out, right? Then it's reasonable for him to call it out,
and
right?
Even had he called it out, again,
he's still taking money from them. He's still taking money from them,
dude.
Because he's getting.
He's taking money from them. Why would he call them out when he's probably under a contract not to talk shit on their show?
Paid to voice the character. He's not getting paid to fucking say whether they change the character's race or not.
But he will go out of his way to audition for a role that is not his race, despite calling for it. Despite calling for it, again, he complains about it.
He never complained about it. He's not for that.
No disparagement clause. You don't think there was? Either way, if there's not a disparagement clause, he could still, like you said, get blacklisted for talking shit on the very show that he was on.
He literally said he auditioned.
Oh, non-disparage agreement. Yeah, clause. You're right.
For a white character, and if had someone else audition.
I need someone to give me a contract where I have a disparagement clause where I'm just allowed to talk shit on the project publicly.
For it that was white and got the role, it wouldn't have mattered. They was like, dude, come on. He literally auditioned, and they changed.
Simon, you know what the other?
I'm going to read off his tweets that he's since deleted.
Hang on. Hang on. So Simon, guess what else is brought up later in this video from Molesto?
Okay. But I know what
Molesto is there. Like, are you just levying like an accusation that he touched you or something, Noah? Is that what?
No. I'm not doing that at all.
No. Read me the tweet. I want to hear the tweet. You're talking about the one where he basically bitched that he was auditioning for these characters.
I got an audition for a prominent cartoon where I was just sent the Asian character, looking through the rest. I told my agent, hey, I'm happy to read for this, but can I read for some of these others? Just be any type of Asian ever. This is not a level playing field.
No.
This is not new. For another slow recently.
I love how Simon is trying to reason with Kino and help him understand, but Kino just keeps reading the tweet despite the point being moot. Yes, he's basically saying, I mean, this still comes back to the same thing. This is him trying to say...
With a large cast of characters, they've sent me plenty of white characters before and have been nothing but supportive. This is what they were told by the people in charge of casting the show.
Yeah, and
again, these are different standards.
Yeah, it's still not different standards because we've already established, and I'm repeating myself at this point, but that is, he's trying to do it from a different angle, and he's still wrong. You can, two things can be true at the same time.
A response to different, like the voice acting industry having different standards.
And again, standards, and that's the thing. So not every studio does that. Some studios actually do this fucking bullshit, but he's not for it.
Exactly.
And he never advocated.
The tweet means nothing because he never advocated for race-based casting and voice acting. So that entire tweet does not expose a double standard because the other standard never existed to begin with. He doesn't care about that, man.
And here's the thing, Kino. Authentic casting, the whole fucking POC casting shit. There are voice actors that do advocate for it. I've worked with a handful of voice actors, and I think it is a stupid idea. It is a stupid idea. The whole argument here is that ProZD never advocated for this. We literally showed it to you. We showed it to you. He never advocated for this. And he's basically calling it out because that's exactly what the fuck other voice actors in the industry do advocate for. And he got punished for it because of those fucking voice actors. Because he never advocated for it.
Okay, so there should be tweets of him decrying it, saying, "Hey,
Jesus Christ! I'm sick enough as much as is Kino. Stop making me laugh so much."
This white voice actor should voice this non-white voice actor, right? You should be able to find tweets of him saying that.
I should, fucking take a whip and just whip my fucking back all day long. That Whitey should have got this character. It's fucking retarded. This is just a terrible point.
And not him bitching about him not getting roles.
Just
typecast.
Them. The tweet you just read was one of them.
I know. He doesn't get it.
That's him complaining about himself. That's him complaining about himself. That's not him decrying. That's not him decrying the standard in general.
That's so what? Now you're just moving the goalpost.
No, I'm not moving the goalpost.
Yes, you are moving the goalpost, Kino.
I have made my stand.
Okay, so I'm gonna hang on. I'm just gonna mute Kino for a second. So guess what he brings up later in this video?
What?
He brings up the Wendy Lee stuff that we already debunked too, and he tries to use that as well.
And that's the thing. Again, the whole Wendy Lee thing. Okay,
I'm gonna unmute Kino. I'm gonna share my screen here so we can both show him exactly what we're talking about.
Because the Wendy Lee stuff, Kino. That again was something that was debunked. He wasn't talking about authentic casting with that either. He was crying out. He was basically calling out Wendy Lee's fucking bullshit and how she was acting.
And he also wasn't in favor of the race-based cast either there. So yeah, I'll share my screen here and show exactly that whole thing. Let's see.
Well, it's just a euphemism for race-based casting. The very trend that prohibited the voice actors from resuming their iconic roles.
Is he still muted?
No, I unmuted him. He's just not talking right now.
I'm here.
Okay.
A new Avatar film. In an interview with Double Toasted, he expressed
his I always say don't mute the person. I still think Noah needs to get harder on actually attacking his arguments. Instead of I hate when debate bros just bring up it's a straw man, it's a you're moving the goalpost, it's a logical fallacy. I don't care about that. I care about getting to the meat of the argument and showing them how it is without even having to say it. Right? It's bad faith. This is so bad faith.
Trying to say that he's talking only about himself when he's calling out this behavior, even though we literally showed you that he was
I'll say, Simon, you're doing pretty good on trying to break it down. I think there's some points you could have made, but that's again after the fact, right? You just may not have thought of him at that time.
Not talking about him that he's against this.
Well, yeah, he called it out with Wendy Lee too. So obviously that's another person.
That post you just read, the fact that he made that public and called it out isn't just because it happens to him, because it probably happens to other actors as well.
There we go.
Okay, are you done? Okay, are you done? Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you're talking over other people, Kino.
Again, ProZD wanted authentic casting, complained when he got sent authentic roles, and jumped on a voice recast for Yoruichi, from Bleach. Remember? Do you remember these tweets? That's what the Wendy Lee controversy is. That wasn't authentic by race, even though it was from the OG show.
Let's go through the video here, because I know he shows those tweets, and I'll bring that up.
I think that studios are moving in a positive direction with authentic casting. If he says they're moving in a positive direction, taking such action, it's logical to state that he supports the direction.
But I think there have been changes.
That's a pretty big leap there too. What do you know?
And not just for
and again, that whole thing was not about voice acting. It was about live action.
All for different races, different genders. There have been steps, and it has been improved. I mean, even comparing now to let's say 5, 10 years ago, it's definitely changed. I think studios are much more aware of, hey, we should, cast authentically, so there have been good steps. We still have a long way to go. I think studios are much more aware of, hey, we should, cast authentically.
Subsequently, in a now deleted series of tweets, when ProZD was complaining that he was not allowed to read for the white characters, he said this. In this tweet, he is bringing up a rebuttal against him that he then argues against. In this tweet, he's arguing against those who are bringing up his support for authentic-based casting. His argument being that in this scenario, authentic-based casting should not be applied because it limits his opportunities. Meaning that ProZD supported this practice only to the point that it benefits him. When it does not, he will complain about an unfair industry. A fairly weak principle, if you ask me.
Exactly.
What is wrong with it is that he was never talking about authentic casting for voiceover roles. He was talking about authentic casting for live action, like we just showed you.
No, he wasn't in those tweets. He wasn't talking about those tweets. No, he wasn't.
He was, but I don't think that Noah had PNG set for him. Oh, gotcha.
Again, are you missing the context still? He literally, in the interview that was basically clipped out of context by Rev, he's basically saying, oh, well, he's for authentic casting for voiceover roles. Those tweets is him calling out those awful practice basically where some people who do advocate for this, he basically got penalized for it despite not being for it. Because he was talking about live action.
Yeah.
This is shit that he got penalized for by people who are actually in favor of this.
Okay, then again, you should have some proof of him decrying this practice in voice roles by advocating for like OG voice actors being able to voice the original characters. Do you have any examples of that?
Casting was already unacceptable, but yikes, this was him saying that he was never for the recasting of Wendy Lee.
Yeah,
he was defending that.
Exactly. I want to play. Yeah, I want to play that clip here.
And then America's approach for white characters, a fairly blatant double standard.
All right, go ahead, show it.
When the original voice actor for Yorochi from Bleach was the director made a series of tweets defending the decision, as the original voice actor did not share the same race.
There we go. Yep. So ProZD says
that is bullshit, and that's the tweet you're showing there.
The recast was already unacceptable, but this is the fucking yikes on top. He's talking about how the recast was handled on Viz's end, how Wendy Lee was given no notice at all about she was going to be recast with Daenerys, and then he's talking about the fucking yikes on top because of how she crashed out later on when Daenerys was removed from that role.
When she got her role back. When Wendy Lee got her role back. Like, do you see now a little bit more, Kino? Because he's against it. He was already against it. He was against Wendy Lee losing her role without notice, without the whole management of Viz.
Okay, and how does that disprove the authentic casting? Exactly?
Oh my god, dude. It disproves it because he's literally against.
You're trying to have him, like, he's trying to have y'all prove a negative, right? You've already shown that the authentic casting was based off of live action. So he's trying to get you to prove a negative that doesn't seem to exist anywhere in something that he's made up in his head. He should be the one trying to get actual proof, not just feelings, actual facts that show that ProZD is being a hypocrite. But he's not. He's trying to push that back on you for you to go find the absence of tweets, I guess.
Against it.
Yeah, he's against someone who's white getting recast with someone who's black there. There we go. Because she's still the original voice actress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, already. So where now basically the whole, he's only against it when it's for himself. He's calling out the situation with Wendy Lee because it was wrong, because they mismanaged that situation. And then he's calling out her behavior when she's gloating about it. Afterwards, when she got her role back. This was never about him promoting this and being, they should have never recast, they should have kept Daenerys in her role and never gave it back to Wendy Lee. He was against the recasting of Wendy Lee in the first place. He was calling out her bad behavior that came after she got her role back.
Okay. And do you not think that this is just him saying, it was sure, it was unacceptable, just as an excuse to say, hey, you can't call me biased for going after Wendy Lee.
Now we're just putting words in people's mouths, right? We're just, do you think he did this? Do you think he could have done this? Well, yeah, we could what if all day long, but what if doesn't mean shit. All that matters is what is actually fucking said.
Seeing her disappointment and like getting fucked over.
Now you're reaching.
How's that reaching?
And this is when I wish that Noah showed the screenshots or at least some clips from the VOD. Me and Noah went over the Wendy Lee drama. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's better to bring up that because it corners him every time and he'll have to flip to something else.
How's that reaching? How's that reaching?
How is that reaching? Dude, because now you're basically trying to get into his head, trying to say that he said something that he never said. That's reaching. You're basically
wait. Isn't that what you guys always do for critical drinker, neurotic? Like when they criticize like Daisy Ridley, like that one Daisy Ridley film, like Cleaners, you essentially made the claim that he specifically went after that movie because Daisy Ridley was in it. Like,
yep, because he didn't look at any other movies from her. He knew because that movie was somewhat middling, he could try to sell his audience on the ideology, right? That any Daisy Ridley film is bad or received poorly. When the Young Woman of the Sea is out there.
I can't say much about this one. I don't know exactly what was said in the Critical Drinker video. I do believe that he probably did pull the video and then say that all of her movies are bad. But I don't know specifically what he said about that particular movie.
But what other Daisy Ridley films has he reviewed besides that? And,
just the Star Wars sequels, man. That's it. That's it.
Which was bad.
Okay, that point I'm going to let Noah talk because I have no idea what the hell you guys are talking about at that point.
Yeah, no, it's fine, Simon. Yeah, no, he did not review Young Woman at the Sea. Didn't review even Bury the Dead more recently. He only picked out Cleaner because he wants to find any kind of film with Daisy Ridley in it that has a middling or lower score in terms of critical scores, so that he can try to grift off of that. Because he doesn't want to give Daisy Ridley anything at all.
It can't be because the genre like appeals to him and he wanted to give it a chance. But
nope, that is exactly not what it is. Because nobody knew about that movie. Nobody knew about it. He only picked it out because it was a middling movie with Daisy Ridley in it, and he wanted to try to sell his audience on that ideology.
When you say nobody, when you say nobody, do you mean general people, or do you mean people who are not in tune with films or
general audiences didn't know that movie existed? I only knew it existed because of the autistic character in it. I talk a lot about autism representation in film. Something you don't like, funny enough, Kino. You're pretty mad about autistic coded characters in film. I think we've heard enough from Kino here. Kino, the cope is real. You know that Prosody didn't say that. Nice try, buddy.
Since you're misrepresenting me.
How am I misrepresenting you? You tried to lie about Prosody as well. There we go. That was very fun, Simon. Thanks for joining in on that.
All right, so yeah, I have some like it was kind of a crazy debate going over it, or crazy talk, whatever you want to call it. I think there's some areas that you could hit that were like more detailed into the situation for it. And Noah, you gotta pull back the ego a little bit when you're talking with these guys and focus on the arguments and proving them wrong, because it'll just make them look dumb or dumber in the situation, right? Just make them look ridiculous as you show the proof, as you bring up the clips. And I understand sometimes you may be trying to find it on the fly, but try to bring up as much as you can. And that was that video so far. So do we have some Slop we can watch for the next hour? We're gonna watch some Slop.
Now, I know I talked about.
I wanted to see, Mujin Lord is someone who is on, I've seen on the internet and things like that. I think he mostly does fighting games. But I saw this video of too many games and nothing to play, and I wanted to see what his takes were on it, just because, I don't know, the basic title I don't think I agree with, right? And I think there's a problem with the way that people look at the gaming industry now as a whole. So we'll listen to this, and I'm going to try and play Crimson Desert one more time.
How gaming in 2000 was just so much better, and not because of nostalgia. But when it comes to modern gaming, I know many of you guys have real issues with modern gaming in the current state that it's in. But what I can admit about modern gaming is that we have more access to how we want to play our games more than ever before, whether it's through Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, Steam, the Epic Game Store, emulations. No matter what it is, now it's possible to have access to games that we could never have access to in the past generations of consoles and many other online infrastructures when it comes to gaming. But there's one problem with that. Is the fact is that lately I realized something. I spend more time deciding what game to play than I'm actually playing them. Now, before we get deep into the discussion, I just want to remind you that your boy Mugen Lord, in fact, does have his own indie comic book universe called Venus Orion.
Jesus Christ. All right. Fine.
Comics, which launched last year with the success of my first comic book series called Variant Killers, Vampire Killers. You can go to my website to be able to purchase the comic, digital or physical.
Come on.
physical. And while you're there, check out the rest of my characters and the plans that we have for phase 1 of my universe called The Foundation. If you want to show some support, you can join my newsletter to get free wallpapers, stay up to date, and also join my Patreon to get extra lore and behind the scenes of what's going on with Venus Orion Comics. Now, I know some of you guys, or most of you guys who watch this channel, may not even have this issue at all, but I know there's people out there who are like me, who have choice paralysis when it comes to figuring out what game they want to play at the given time that they have. So you spend most of your time trying to scroll and figure.
I mean, this is a problem with like the movie industry now. There's so many things to play. I mean, I can agree with the game paralysis. I think it gets to a point where like you have to find the games that you like to play or the genre you like most. And I can say that I flip genres from time to time, and just you got to choose something. Like my problem is something new comes out and I'm like, ooh, nice and shiny, and I haven't completed anything that I've played before.
Figure out if this game is actually going to achieve what it's trying to achieve and fill that time that you have. And before you know it, you haven't played anything, and instead you end up switching gears and moving on to something else that actually fulfill that time that you're trying to spend. And not because
gamer paralysis isn't real. Just plug your Steam library in a randomizer and play whatever comes out. Yes, that's a good idea. I can admit I've had times where it's not paralysis, right? It's not paralysis on choosing what game to play as much as it is like my ADHD not wanting to play any of the games that I have. I've had that issue where like I'm going through my library. I don't spend that much time on it. Like I don't waste my day looking for it. Oh shit, the Zelda movie got a release. Does it have a trailer? Like it's you have to like okay, I just don't want a game today is what it comes down to. And it's usually something with either mental state or like my ADHD, but I don't know that I have like full-on paralysis. If I sit down to play a game, I can usually find a game. Not that I've seen. Oh, Jeff tweeted it, huh?
games are bad is the fact is that you're trying to figure out, or you're not sure if this game is worth investing time in at that moment in time. Yeah, and I remember how much simpler things was in the early 2000s when we didn't have Steam and Game Pass and PlayStation Plus, where everything really like focused and relied on physical media. When the game dropped, you bought the game and you was fully committed to that game. You played that game from beginning to end. You got every nook and cranny of that. And it also played in the part is when you didn't know when the next time you was going to get that next game. Especially in the early 2000s, I was a teenager, and many of you guys probably were teenagers too.
Joff also retweeted that Bloodborne will become an R-rated animated feature. Interesting.
So you have to rely on your parents or relatives to buy you games on certain occasions, like your birthday, Christmas, and then also in my case when I had a good report card. So when those moments happened, those games had counted. You played those games from beginning to end. Much like things are much differently now that I'm an adult, and I don't have to wait on those occasions to be able to play those games. And now I'm stockpiling games, and I can't seem to either finish them or don't even play them at all. And I think that's what the problem is for me when it comes to my.
I can say I've never bought a game that I've never played at all. At least I don't think I have. I've usually at least booted it up and tried it out. I have a few demos in my well, no, I do have some. I bought because it was on like a super sale. I forget where I got it from. But it was it's like all the Tomb Raider original games and stuff like that. So I bought that to have it in my library, and I haven't picked them up yet. But for the most part, if I buy a game, I immediately pick it up and play it.
Modern gaming at this point, it's not the lack of games, it's the amount of choice that I do have and how I want my time to be utilized, because I'm always thinking how much better could my time be if I was doing this or doing that. I'm always calculating time. And I think that's part of being an adult, or it could be just my issue. But when I have that many choices and options of games, I begin to hesitate. I begin to second guess. I begin to not commit. I start thinking to myself, should I play this or do something better? Or what if I'm wasting my time on the wrong game? And I think that's what really gets me the most. What if I'm wasting my time on the wrong game? What if I'm putting too much time into this game and just for me to not end up not liking it?
Okay, you have to have a certain point when you realize you don't like a game, right? I think that one of the biggest problems I think in the industry is that we need more demos. You should be able to see more or do more, play, test out the game to see if it's for you. But of course, if your game's not good, you don't want to put out a demo. You want just people to buy it. A lot of people have arcade one-up machines they turn on when recording videos. Only reason it bothers me is that a lot of those same people have major complaints about those machines. Like he's got in the background. There's a lot of demos on Steam. Yeah, it's been like coming back over the last few years, especially like in the indie industry where they're putting out more demos for games. So you can go through and see a lot. It's not for everything, right? And generally, especially if it's going to be a big name title, if it's going to be a big amount of money that I'm going to put in, I'm probably going to watch a streamer play it, just to kind of see how it plays out. Not necessarily, I don't really give a shit about their opinion, but I want to see the gameplay for myself, which isn't even 100%. Like I said, my favorite game, RimWorld, I didn't buy the first time because the graphics at that time when it came out, I was like, I don't like those graphics. I want something more hyper realistic is what I was going for. And then I went back and played it, and it's become my favorite game.
And that's the hard part for me, because if I end up not liking it, I'll say, yo, that's time. That's hours of my life that I
I was kind of a graphics Andy at that point in time. I was wanting like realistic games, survival games, things like that.
Wasted, where I could have been over here working on Venus Orion Comics, or I could be creating the next content for my YouTube channel. And that's the thing that really gets me in.
Okay. So he's like, I'm wasting the time on the game. I could have better used my time doing something within my job, right? Drawing his comics, writing for his comics, all that other stuff. That sounds like you don't want to play games. Like if it's like if your thought is I don't want to waste my time gaming on a game I don't like because I'd rather be playing a game that I do like, that makes sense to me. But if your idea is like, I don't want to play a game because it feels bad that I didn't use that time for something else, then why would playing a good game make you not feel the same way, right? Other than you enjoyed that time there. And you can, like, I'm sorry, you can give a game an hour and be like, no, I don't like this game, and move on to something else, right? You can even do the same thing where, like Kamoji said, just pick one and go. Yeah, but I'll get into a game sometimes and realize, yeah, this is not what I'm looking for, and I'll go try a different genre or something like that. You can bounce around during your gameplay to find what you wanted to play for that particular session, right?
That's where I start burning out, and I don't want that experience when it comes to gaming, and it frustrates me the most when it comes to that, because I love games. I love playing video games. And the crazy part about it is you can feel burnout without actually playing the game, and that's the problem as well, is because look at today. Gaming was always a
if you don't like the game, you spin the randomizer again. Yes, exactly.
Hobby. And now we're starting to get priced out of our hobby because of what's going on with modern gaming.
Here's the thing. You could be surprised at what you want to actually play. Like you might not be thinking about a particular game, and that game come up on your randomizer, and then you start playing it and you're like, okay, this is what I want. 100% all of your games are past the refund window anyway. No harm, no foul. Yeah, agreed.
Gaming is costing $70 to $80. Consoles, especially for next generation, leaks are going around with PlayStation 6 could possibly be, damn near $1,000, and the next Xbox could be around that price too. And we're getting priced out of our hobbies. It's getting more and more expensive. So now you also have to keep in mind and take your money under consideration before diving into these games as well, because these developers are asking so much about us, but the quality of these games, especially with modern gaming, now you have to really take a lot of things under considerations. Now you have to do a lot of research. Now you start talking to the people within your community as well and what they think about a particular game. You start going on YouTube and looking at content creators and their reviews, and there's a lot of factors now that you have to put in before even playing the game. You're not even playing the game. There's a lot of things to think about before you even get into that stage of figuring out whether or not that you want to put investment.
Yeah, but those are things that I can do while I'm doing other things, right? Like I can put on a stream or a review or anything like that while I'm washing the dishes. And, I just take looks at the screen. Something catches my eye. I might look for a little bit longer. You can do your use your time wisely. I'm going to take a 5-minute break and watch something about this, or a 15-minute break. I'm going to watch something about this game that was interesting. Taking 15-minute breaks is good for you anyway when you're in a work environment, because it kind of resets you a little bit for the next grind that you're going to go through.
And time into that game that you want to play. So now gaming has become something you think about. It's no longer about something that you just do. Now, to be fair, I'm going to reiterate this once again, despite
I think you've always had to think about it. Like you always had to think about the games you want. Like I was reading gaming magazines trying to figure out what the next game that I wanted to get was. It was also different because I could go to Blockbuster and just rent the games that I wanted to play. That's not something you can do now anymore. You have to put down the big bucks for it if you want to play a game. It would be nice if there was a service where you could rent games, for a period of time. I mean, I guess there is still the one, but I don't really know how that works. And the problem I have with those is I generally don't finish games. So, but I mean, it wasn't just that we didn't have to think about it. We thought a lot about games as kids. We just had more time to think about it.
The criticism that most gamers had towards modern gaming, some good did come out of it, is the ease of access to be able to play a lot of games, regardless of what platform you're on, because the variety is there, and that variety is insane. And you find yourself as a gamer playing genres you would never buy and play, is because your time matters. You're going to stick to something that you're going to get your time appreciated, opposed to you trying to experiment and try something that that you're not into. But because of Game Pass, Gameplay, and PlayStation Plus, and many other subscription services and other platforms that allow you to be able to have.
Yeah, I guess the subscription services would be the rental now, where you can find games. So there's not always the game you want to find on there, and it's different. Like Game Pass is different on PC than it is on the actual Xbox, right? I can't get the same games that I wanted to from there. And games come and go, so you see some and you don't. But here's the thing. If you have a favorite genre that makes you happy, like, play that genre. I have a couple that make me happy that I rotate through, right? I like turn-based strategies. I like RPGs, JRPGs. I like, the survival mechanics games. I like war crime simulators. I've gotten into I'm in my 40s. So, I understand, yes, there's a lot of games out there. I play the games that I know the genres that I know I'm going to enjoy generally, right? You're going to have to it would be nice to experiment, but you know what I'm going to do? When I get retired, I'm going to have more time to game, and I'll dip into some of those genres I might not be that into. As long as I'm alive, we'll see. Alive and fully of mind.
Ease of access to this, you're able to try things you normally wouldn't try. But I also want to make this clear too. Access doesn't equal enjoyment. And the more and more I sit down and think about it, I begin to realize something, that modern gaming isn't the problem for me. It's how I'm engaging.
The most important genre is the slop. That is right, Kimoji.
With it. It seems as though that,
and we love our slop here,
I treat every game as a decision that I have to get right, instead of just enjoying myself and enjoying the time that I have with that game.
Damage sector. I like war crime simulators. Checks Wargaming Dad's military discipline and discharge history. If you want to know what I did in the military, I was an infantryman when I first joined, but I switched over to a cavalry scout after the fact.
That's why I stopped doing that now. Whatever game
we won't talk about my discharge history
that's on my mind that I really want to play, I just give it a try. And I've been finding myself chopping down my backlog a bit better. If you noticed on my YouTube channel, I've been posting up my impressions and why certain games been working for me. And I've just been completing games and I've been finding enjoyment in it. And I started kicking myself in the ass. I'm like, man, like I should have played this game a very long time ago when the time that game actually released. And then I'm playing these games years later. And I'm saying like, man, this is a great gaming experience. And a lot of you guys have been following me on this journey as well. And I really appreciate that. And hopefully I'll have some more.
Well, that's the fine. Like you're trying to give yourself FOMO. You're trying to give yourself FOMO. I should be playing all these games because I might have missed a good one. You can't do that. You just have to like move on. If you come back to a game and you find out it was great, like I don't look at the missed time with Skyrim as missed time that I play with that game. I've put in 1,000 hours with not Skyrim, RimWorld. I put in 1,000 hours with that game, even though I didn't get it from launch, right? I've bought every DLC now that comes out. I'm with it. You can come back to a genre and be like, you know what? Let me give that one more look and put the money into it. What might actually happen is you might get a discount on the game, especially if you're playing on PC and you got the good old Steam on there. Oh, look, I can come back to this game and it's now cheaper for me to get it. It's more within my price range for what I feel like that game could be. And then I find out it's a really good game afterwards. You know, you're trying to give yourself FOMO. I have to get these games now because I might miss out.
Content up for you guys as far as games that I found interest in it and why it just works for me. I really appreciate that you guys love this new type of way I approach gaming here on this channel. I think it's a fun journey when it comes to that. Because of that, at the end of the day, I begin to learn
it's going to be on discount. 99% off is not enough. What's the saying? If buying games doesn't equal owning, then piracy doesn't equal stealing.
And start to discover things about myself. And I learned this one thing, that gaming was never about options. It was more so, and always has been, about the experience. This whole thing of FOMO, fear of missing out, and I think that also played a role in how I approach games, because
God damn, am I good? God damn, am I good?
Every time I turn around, there's a new game coming out, and I have to get that next new game just to get the game and then never play it, or now I'm second guessing whether or not I should be playing this or should I be playing the previous game that I was playing, and then I'm back in this same cycle of just having a bunch of games and not completing them and not playing them at all. But it's,
and this is something you have to do for yourself, right? If you feel like you have FOMO, like I might need to get this game, you should probably not get that game. Just to like desensitize yourself to the FOMO, right? Say, you know what? I'm going to wait till this game goes on discount. I started doing that, completing games as a trap because some of them really take a while. Yeah, for me, being a family, father of three, I have the family life. I don't get a lot of time to actually sit down and game. So I don't complete a lot of games, but I don't feel negatively about that because the time I get out of the games is enjoyable, right? Yeah, I might not have gotten to the end of the story of, insert game here, but man, I enjoyed going through the game. Like Crimson Desert is going to be a good example for me, right? Get the kids to complete the games so you can flex your gamer cred. There you go. That's right. I'm going to get all of them. Once my son starts getting older, I'm like, I need you to go through my entire library and just fucking get all the achievements, get everything. Crimson Desert, though, is a good example for me because I have about 50 hours into it and I'm still in Hernand. I have barely gone through the multiplayer. I've barely gone through the main quest, right? But I'm having a blast doing what I'm doing. Half of the game, like my gameplay has been like farming, raising, animals, fishing, doing the little stupid side quests for people. Anything. I've pretty much almost built up the entire encampment for the gray mains in the first area. It was the same thing for Skyrim. I actually never beat Skyrim, but I still love Skyrim as a game. I loved that idea of just running off and being able to do something, right? Oh, squirrel, I'm going to go do this. Oh, look, there's a cave right there. What is it? Over an hour for Smash to get to his first story, and it's marathon again. Over 52 minutes last time. This is why I don't watch his shit anymore. Jesus. I have like 500 hours on Payday 2, and I'm still at 829 out of 1328 achievements. See, I don't even look at achievements because that's never been my thing. Like I've never been an achievement chaser. I'm all about just the gameplay itself, just getting in there and enjoying the game, right? I don't even beat a lot of, like, when I play RimWorld, I don't generally do an ending to the game. I play until I think my colony is satisfied, or I play until I'm bored, right? And move on to something else. So it's all about you taking that time. Stop having FOMO. If you feel like you have FOMO, say I'm gonna wait till the game comes on sale, and then maybe I'll try it again, right? Being able to put a game in the 100% folder feels good, though. I'm sure it does for a lot of people. For me, I get nothing out of it, right? I think maybe one game I've completed achievements on, probably not even that. It just, seeing the achievement thing pop up doesn't mean anything for me. I don't go looking for what it is to do achievements. I'll look like, oh, that's cool that I did that, right? And there may be like one or two achievements that I say, you know what, I'm gonna try and complete these ones. I played Payday 1, but not Payday 2. The people I got matched with were stupid. I probably had like 20 to 22 hours in it. Payday 2 is a solo game. I didn't know that. There's no point into the co-op. Yeah. I hate playing with shitters with randos. I hate playing with randos when I go into a game. I prefer either a single player experience or the experience with friends who I know we're going to work well together.
All about that experience. And that's the thing that I started getting myself to get back into, especially back when I started gaming since the early 90s. It was about that experience and what those games have done for me as a player and how it shaped me as a player. And playing games recently and uploading my impressions of what I think about these games, I'm getting that groove. I'm getting that feeling of what gaming used to do for me, opposed to me stressing out whether or not if this game is the right decision at this time as far as how well my time is going to be spent. And maybe the solution isn't finding the perfect game that can just fill in that time. Maybe it's just as simple as just pick one and just play it.
Hey, Kamoji. There he is. He's getting it.
So that's pretty much it. I know I rambled on for some time just right now, but I really just wanted to get that out, and I wanted to put that out as a beacon to see if you guys feel the same way I do. Do you have choice paralysis? Is it too many games that you have access to the point where you just don't know what game you actually want to play? And it's also the reason why your backlog just keeps filling up. I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And if there's a topic that you want me to cover, or an issue that you think it would be interesting for me to explore here on this channel, feel free. I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear your opinion. I want to see what topics, what subjects that you...
All right, so I get what he's saying with all this, and here's how I've looked at it. Like I'm probably not going to complete all of my games by the time I die, right? So I'm gifting my Steam to my kids. We're gonna put my Steam account in the will, and I'll put the money, any money that I have left over, behind the Steam charts, and be like, you have to complete all these games 100%, and once you do, the lawyer will release my funds to you. But no, I mean, it's something that my kids can play too, right? We kids play differently now. Like my son is a different kind of gamer than I was. That we do play things together. Like he likes Fortnite. He's 5, so he likes all the shitty Fortnite stuff. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see Steam accounts that span multi-generations. Me either. I wonder what companies are going to think about that, considering like it's the person that's under there. But yeah, I have no problem seeing passing these accounts over, unless, you know, people start doing shitty stuff. But like me and my son play Goat Simulator 3 together. We love playing Goat Simulator 3 together. We don't even beat the game. We may go get like a skin or an item and complete a quest and stuff like that. But we like doing stupid shit on there and laughing while we do it. I think Mugen is very business focused, so he thinks he has to perfectly match all of his time to what he's got. And I think Kimoji has it right. Like if you have decision paralysis, put your fucking Steam library into a randomizer and just randomize and pick a game. You may be surprised what enjoyment you get out of playing a game you haven't thought about forever, right? Or even you could do it on a small scale, like it's somewhere in here. But I think that's a good way to look at it. I want to play some Crimson Desert, so can't wait to pass my Steam account ahead just for the family to realize how many NSFW games I've been hiding from the Steam family. I don't have that problem. I'm not big into NSFW games, but that's going to be an interesting conversation they have after you're gone. Oh man. Pretty good video. Go watch Mugen Lord if you like his stuff. I watched some of it, but this one just caught my eye, and I was like, okay, if I have time after stream, I'm gonna go ahead and take a watch of this. This looks like good slop. Mine will just be like when my kids, if my daughter games a little bit, but it's mostly woman coded games. But I could see my son being like a hardcore gamer, going in and just seeing how few games I've actually beat. It'll be interesting. I am actually about to fight the crow boss in this game, so y'all get to see a boss fight over the last 30 minutes as we go in here. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I mean, I did have a period of time where I was like, oh man, I'm buying all these games and I'm not beating them. I'm wasting, my time and money. But then I'm like, my brother-in-law mentions how he looks at gaming, and he looks at the cost versus the amount of hours he puts into the game, right? If he puts oh yeah, if you want to, sure. Here, I'll jump in. I'll jump in, you jump in the waiting room. Oh, actually, you can just jump right into live stream. No, you're not a mod. You're not a mod. Oops. Nope. Boom, boom, boom. Jump in whenever you're ready, bud. I'm getting I'm actually getting the screen ready ahead of time. So if you want to watch, you can. Boom, boom, boom. All the games I wanted to 100% this year, I've 100%ed. That are hard to do, not grindy, just mechanically skilled. Yeah, I've been seeing your posts, man. You've been like going through some games this year. I've been pretty impressed. It's made me jealous. I'm like, man, I wish I could knock out some games like that. Well, actually, let's go into here, and I can actually turn the game up, and y'all can listen to it a little. Well, no, damage is coming in. I'll keep it down. I'll keep it down. There he is. There he is. Welcome, damage. Welcome. Hello. Do I have you muted again?
No, I muted myself, actually.
Oh, okay. I had to make sure. You know me. So what's up, bud?
Give me a second. I'm still setting this up.
Okay, you're fine. Take your time.
I had the stream playing and stuff, so.
Gotcha.
Hold on, I gotta turn off my fan. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Understand this one. Why is OBS showing? I get what it was doing. It was trying to camera me, but I don't have a camera set up.
All right, we good?
Yeah. We're all good.
I mean, obviously, I didn't plan for this. It was kind of like a random thing. So,
Yeah.
I don't.
Fair enough.
This is not going to be like the best entertaining talk ever. But
it's all right. It's into stream.
So, what year did you join?
2005. Are you trying to get enough info to pull up my my DD214?
Obviously, I can't do that, dude. I'm not. Who's that guy that like? He was like a Navy SEAL, and people would like lie about being Navy SEALs. He'd look him up. It was like Shipley or something.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not that dude.
Yeah. It's public information. You can look it up. It's harder for a civilian than it is for military personnel. I know that. But
I was just curious in general. But so 2005. So how old were you?
I was actually I was 21 when I joined, so I didn't join immediately out of high school.
All right, so you weren't one of those people that joined because of like 9/11 or something. Like you were younger.
Well, so I had almost joined. So originally I was going to join the Marines, but my mother was very adamant to the point that she said she was going to go up there and fight them. I didn't want to argue with her, and I ended up not joining, and then joining the Guard years later.
Like fight the recruiters?
Yes, yeah. My mom was she's a gem. But
so she was cool with you joining the Army, but not the Marines?
Oh no. I was at that point. I was older and less under her wing, so I just went and did it. And in fact, I did it because a friend of mine from high school was already part of the unit. So you
were Army and not Marines, right?
Correct. I joined Army Guard.
But you wanted to be a Marine?
I wanted to join, and I wanted to go fight. It didn't really matter to me the branch. I just wanted to be a grunt. So Marines were the ones that were lying to me the best.
Gotcha.
So yeah, because they do the thing. They're like, we'll get you a force recon, we'll get you this and that. All you got to do is sign up. And really, I probably wouldn't have got force recon. I'd have failed out of the test for force recon, and just went back to the grunts anyway.
That's special forces, isn't it?
It was
or like a light version of it.
Yeah, it's like a light version of it. The Marines didn't have special forces up until they created MARSOC, which is like a Marine special forces unit. But force recon is kind of their badasses. The badass of the Marines.
So what made you want to join the military?
My dad was Navy, So I've always had military family. My grandfather was actually National Guard Army too. He was a medic. So it was always like up in the air. I mean, it really did. A lot of it was, one, I didn't have a drive in life. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Two, I was big patriot, conservative family, 9/11 bad. I wanted to do something for my country, kind of thing.
But you did know that you wanted to go into actual combat when you joined, right?
I did. I was much dumber back then.
Well, I mean, like, was that because your family, your dad, and I think you said your grandpa, were they frontline too?
No, it was more of this sense of honor that I felt like to me, and even when you join the military, like the infantry and the grunts put themselves kind of are put above kind of everyone else because they're the guys on the front lines fighting, and that's kind of what I wanted to be. Like I had a hero complex, and I wanted to be one. I didn't want to be a cook. I wanted to be a guy on the front lines, actually putting myself at risk.
Are you talking like from like a public facing perspective? Like kind of like how like when people are like, oh, you're in the military, you were fighting, instead of like you said, like a cook, or like a commissioned officer that basically just sits and kind of gives orders and does paperwork. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Even from an internal standpoint, I didn't want to be a cook. Like I didn't. There's really all you have to say outside of the military is what I was in the military, and you're right. People are going to assume you fought. But no, I wanted to, like, I had a sense of like infantry was the way to go. Because I could have done other things. They offered me other jobs based off of my test scores.
Gotcha. So, hold on 1 second. I need at least one of these fans on. It's hot as fucking here. Hold on.
Hey, it's all right. I'm in my garage and it gets hotter and hotter every night.
Anyway, the reason why I was kind of curious what your experiences were is because I have both my grandpas were in World War II, and I don't have anyone else that fought in any modern wars, at least in my family. But my brothers had some friends that did though, and I've had a very wide range of opinions on like what they were doing, how they felt about it. Reasons why they joined and stuff like that. So I was just curious, more just on a personal level, I guess. Like,
yeah.
Kind of what your views on military services as a whole. So I'm trying not to say anything that you've told me. I mean, if you want to say it, that's fine. But
I don't remember how much I've told you.
It wasn't much, but it's enough that I wouldn't bring it up myself.
Gotcha.
I'll put it that way. So give me a second here.
Yeah. Take your time. Yeah,
okay, so like go ahead.
I was going to say, I would definitely say like a lot of the reason that I joined was we were going to war. We were in a war. I had like a sense of duty. I do believe, I still, even to this day, even though like our government is shit, I do believe in military service. I think it is a good thing for a lot of people. The government is just going to fuck you up.
Are you saying from like a benefits thing? What do you mean by fuck you up?
You're going to come out broken. You're going to come out.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying the war is going to fuck you up, not the government?
Well,
it could be both, but
yeah. Like there's a bunch of places that I've been that have, fucked lungs up, have fucked, you injure yourself, and you're like the whole idea of the military is you don't show weakness, especially in the grunt ones. So if you get injured, you don't go to sick call, you just deal with it, and it ends up leading to a lot of
Yeah, you're talking about like when you go in the like oil fields and like places where there's chemicals and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we had on one of my deployments, we had a giant X-ray machine that X-rayed trucks, and people who were working around it. So a lot of those guys may start having some cancer come up in later years, and then there's just other stuff, burn pits, and all of the.
When you say burn pits, are you talking about like the shitters in that movie Jarhead?
It's not just the shitters. So there's multiple types.
Well, actually, yeah. Okay, never mind. That was a stupid question. Okay, never mind. Just go on.
Yeah.
I can think of some other ones. It's just that was the first one that came to my head, and I was like, oh yeah, no, there's way worse than that. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Like when I was in Africa, it was they burn all their trash there, and it was like every night these huge black smoke clouds, and when I say they burn everything, tires, shit, chemicals, it's just that's what they do. They don't have any kind of real, or at least in the country we were in, they didn't have any real system for dealing with trash. Oh.
Were you guys issued like a mask of some kind, like a 3M mask or anything like that when you were around all that stuff?
No, not even a little bit. I said at one point, like I was talking to a buddy of mine, I was like, I'm probably going to pick up smoking because it's better than what's getting in my lungs now.
So as far, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, there's also other things like when you're in a combat MOS, you get you're trained in like hypervigilance and stuff like that. So even the people who don't get like full on PTSD from events, which that can be very weird, you still have like a hypervigilance when you get home. Leaving the family for a year is always really hard on a family. Divorce rates are super high in the military.
Were you married?
I wasn't married my first deployment. I was married my second one. So now I will say, I'll just go ahead and say it. I've never been in an actual combat, right? I didn't go to Iraq and Afghanistan. I tried to get on a deployment. My unit had just come back, and the Guard is on a 5-year train-up schedule just because we have to meet the same standards as the military. Now, that can change. Like I've had.
Okay, so you were National Guard.
Yeah, I was National Guard. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So like I tried to get on a deployment because you could just sign up for deployments, but I was passed up because I was a new guy, and there was a sergeant that wanted to go on those points. I have seen things, but from a different sense, from a non-combat sense. I was in areas that were considered combat zones, but not that were not Iraq and Afghanistan, we'll say.
This is like the wrong time to ask, but you did say that you've seen things, so I'm not really sure. Anyway, when you say you've seen things, do you mean like the aftermath, or did you see anything as it happened?
I've seen not a lot of it I'm going to talk about, but I have seen death. The thing that gave me PTSD is
like, are you saying as it happened or like afterwards?
No, as it happened.
Okay.
Usually not involving combat with the U.S., we'll say.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah. I've seen people dead on the side of the road. It was actually pretty common in Africa. So I used to actually have a big complex about my PTSD because it wasn't combat related. But then I talked to my particular therapist, and he's like, all right, let me tell you this. He said, I have a guy, around your age. He went to Iraq and Afghanistan. He said none of that stuff bothered him. It wasn't until he got to Africa and started seeing all the innocent dead people dying and starving on the side of the road that he ended up getting triggered and having that's his PTSD episode. So it's interesting how it's perceived by the rest of the world, we'll say.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, like as best as I can as a civilian. But
yeah.
So have you ever like watched anything? Because you brought up that you have some like PTSD. Have you ever watched like a movie or a TV show and it kind of like got to you?
Yeah, in some senses of the word. A lot of mine is around being in public. Like I'm not big about being with people that I don't know. I'm very hyper vigilant in those. But yeah, I have seen things that I've had to like step away from, which is not something I normally do. Like I've seen some very dark things on the internet as a kid. And even in the military, I've seen some dark things that didn't necessarily trigger PTSD from me, right? I've watched drone strikes in real time, like from the camera of the drone, and those didn't really bother me.
So I'll tell you like a short story. So my one of my grandpas was artillery.
Mm-hmm.
He fought World War II. He was artillery, and one time when I was a kid, I was like, "Hey, Grandpa, you know, did you ever see any combat? Like, did you ever see whatever?" Because artillery back then, they were far away. They shot off these big, they still do it today, but I'm just saying, like generally when you're doing these big artillery things, you're far away from the action.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you can see it, it's so far away you can't see the details of it.
Yeah.
And so as a kid, I was like kind of being, just a kid, and I'm like, hey, did you, like for the lack of better terms, I was like, Grandpa, did you see anything fucked up? Like I didn't say it like that, but like that's basically what the question was. And he didn't like sit in this chair angry and like looking like he's going Super Saiyan or something. Mm-hmm. And he didn't look sad. He didn't look like anything. He kind of he didn't really change. Like his body posture didn't change at all. He kind of just looked at me and like didn't stop looking at me until somebody told me to leave the room. And I was like, okay, like I got it, but like I knew not to say anything. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I was older, it was like 3 or 4 years later when I was way more mature. I was still a kid, but I was way more mature. Yeah. And I told him, I was like, I remember this moment. I'm sorry or whatever. Like, but do you mind talking about it? Mm-hmm. And he said, long story short, he said like, you're shooting these artillery rounds and you don't really see anything. And then when you're kind of moving the artillery across the country, wherever he was, he would come across these patches of what he described as just obviously human carnage, but that was clearly caused by artillery. And he said that what scared him the most was he didn't know, because he was a Christian guy. Mm-hmm. He wasn't super Christian, but he was like he wasn't like a evangelical. He wasn't hardcore Christian, but he was Christian enough that like it. He asked himself like if I don't know if this was me, like what do I say? Basically, like when he got to like the pearly gates or whatever you want to say, right? So I think that messed him up the most, because like, and like I kind of got it like when he said it, because it's like you don't even know if you got it, like if you did it, like when you're a frontline soldier and you shoot a guy, like you did that. When you beat a guy with a rock or whatever you have to do, you did that. He doesn't even know if he killed somebody during that whole war. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
and more than likely he did, right?
He knows he probably did, but like he doesn't know. And I think that fucked him up the most, because he's like, do I ask for forgiveness or not? What do I say when I get up there? Like, am I lying? Am I not lying? It was like it wasn't a long conversation or a detailed conversation. It was mainly just, a different perspective, because you said that you want to be a grunt, and obviously you said you didn't see frontline stuff, which I didn't know at the time. But have you talked to other people, say like frontline guys versus like somebody else that might have killed somebody that they didn't necessarily see it as like a immediate thing, and how they reacted to it? Have you ever talked to somebody about that?
Not that it's not an immediate thing. I've had people that have had incidences that that held on to them. Like I remember talking to a buddy of mine from back in the day who was a was he a Marine? No, he was Army. He was Ranger, and he shot a terrorist. That didn't bother him, right? You're in combat. It didn't bother him that he was killing the enemy, but then right next to the terrorist was the terrorist's son, who's like a 10 to 13-year-old boy. And, he's telling the kid, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. The kid picks up the AK and points it at him, and he guns down this kid. That stuck with him because it wasn't like he didn't see that kid as a terrorist. Mortarmen and artillerymen generally get pretty fucked up in the head naturally without PTSD, just because of the concussion from the rounds. Causes a lot of TBI. I've never talked to any of my mortarmen buddies though that went overseas if they felt that way. It also tends to be more direct fire nowadays in war, where you're calling in like air support more than artillery, just because it can be more precise, especially when you're shooting in a city. So no, I can't say that I've had anybody with that specific experience.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but I mean, there's a lot of experiences that can happen with that. If you want something that I've seen in like the military communities and things like that, is there was a big thing talking about the drone strike people, where
like the pilots.
Yeah, the pilots. Because I don't know if you know how it works. Like I guarded a drone base.
Yeah, they have those stations. They got the satellites. They control the drones remotely. It's basically a fucking video game, right? So
yeah. Well, the way it works is the person on site is just a contractor. He puts the bird in the air, and then someone in California shoots them. Well, they were coming to find out that like these guys who were at home were getting like PTSD. There was a lot of flack,
Wait, hold on, what?
Yeah, people who fly drones were getting PTSD.
No, I got that. What you said that the people that were on site that took off, they weren't the same people that actually operated it to like in a combat sense?
Nope. The people who take it off, all of the people who fly drones I think they were in California. I don't know if they're more spread out now, but they were in the States. There's about a 3-minute delay in between what they're seeing and what's actually happening. They just, with that 3-minute delay, they can't land the drone. So the contractor on site does it. It basically keeps a like enemy from attacking the people who are flying the drones, because they're flying them all the way across the world, from all the way across the world.
That is very. I never knew that.
Yeah. It's
because I know that I know they have those mobile units where they have the communication disk, whatever, not satellite. Sorry, I keep saying satellite. The dish that communicates with the drone, so they can fly it with that. But I didn't know that the people that were overseas in those units weren't the ones actually pulling the trigger. I thought it was all the same person. Like I figured you took off, you just shot and came back, like because like you said, there's a delay there. Like that. That is I feel like that's almost like, did they do that? There had to be some people over there that flew overseas, right? Because you can't have a 3-minute delay, have a drone come in and do like a close quarters strike. Like if you had U.S. Soldiers under attack and you needed a drone to come in and take out some insurgents or something, you can't have a 3-minute delay of an input where, like, at least I would assume not, to like make sure that like where you shot is where those people still are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So generally drone strikes, from my understanding, aren't used in that kind of close quarter combat. With that, you're going to call in a chopper. You're going to call in a A-10. You're going to call in a jet. You're going to call in what's available to you, mortars and other stuff if that's available for you. You'll even have a person that is dedicated to, that's what they do. They call in air fire. For it, attack P is generally what they call them. Their Air Force usually has the TAC Ps for the Army. I don't know if they do it for the Marines as well. So drones are generally meant to hit targets without being seen. So you're not going to have a drone coming close. The camera on the drone can see like several miles. You'll probably never hear the drone, and these things are loud as fuck before the Hellfire missile hits you.
I mean, it's starting to make more sense. It's just from a just from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
I never even would have considered that.
Yeah,
So.
It's the things you think of when you're on there. Yeah, drones are mostly for like long range, taking out like VIP targets, high targets. Like the one I did see was a training camp that they hit with it. So it's generally targets like that they're gonna sneak the drone in, hit the target, and then fly the drone out. It's always interesting stuff.
Before I get any more gone, because I don't want to be on here when I'm more gone. But anyway, I'm actually very curious because I've heard a lot of, again, a wide range of responses when I ask people how their training was. Now, you were in the was it reserves?
Yeah, I was in the guard. When I went to basic training,
not reserves, guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basic training. So when it comes to that, and this includes, I have a cousin, like a younger cousin that did the guard, National Guard. He said that it was like not extremely, but way more relaxed than what he thought it would be. I've also had people, again, the other people that are my brother's age that went to the Iraqi war and stuff like that. And they said, they also gave me a range. Some of them said it was relaxed, or more, so I say more relaxed than they thought it would be. And then you had the people that were like, dude, it was like the movie Full Metal Jacket. And they were like, treating us like the biggest pieces of shit ever. And I was just curious what your experience was going through basic training.
Yeah, mine was closer to Full Metal Jacket, not fully. Like when I had joined, they were kind of over the, it was getting unacceptable to like flat out punch recruits and stuff like that, like they used to do in basic. But being infantry, even though I was guard goes to active duty infantry basic training. I mean, it was tough. There was a lot of smokings, is what they call it, like making you do exercises, long nights, pushing us to our limits, kind of stuff. But it wasn't like, it wasn't laid back. Sundays we had off, but we could either go to church or we could clean the barracks. Other than that, a lot of it was like move, get to the next spot. Do push-ups. I remember the first day, the drill sergeant picked up my bunkmate off of his feet and like slammed him against the bunk, kind of stuff. So yeah, a lot of cussing, but there was also times like towards the end, like once you get towards the end of it, it was definitely a lot more laid back. You're kind of they start to give you this pride. You're the big dogs. Even when we would walk by like the new units, the drill sergeants would start yelling at them to stay the fuck away from my trained soldiers. This is what a trained soldier looks like, things like that. So it was hard. It was definitely hard. Like we had the hell phase. I don't think it was Full Metal Jacket like hard.
So when your drill sergeant told the other people, hey, this is a trained soldier, did your eyebrows raise up?
Oh, of course. Like you start to like straighten up a little bit, right? I'm a 21-year-old in
it's like not being a freshman in high school anymore.
Yeah, exactly. You've been getting your shit kicked in by this guy for like the better part of a month. It's also different when you join infantry. So like you have basic training, and then you generally go to what's called AIT, which is going to be your schoolhouse training. So I don't know what your brother did in the military, because everyone can go over to Iraq. I've known people from all different jobs that walked past the wire, or at least were on base. But
so my brother's friends. Otherwise I would know. But
oh yeah. Usually you go to an AIT, and when you get to AIT, it's a lot more lax. You've already passed basic training. You are just learning your job, so it tends to be more laxed. I know the standards have laxed a lot now for basic training. They're allowed to have cell phones. They're allowed to have.
They can have cell phones?
Yeah, they can have cell phones now in basic training. We had all of our shit, like I couldn't even have a book. I brought a book with me, and they threw everything that was like personal in a closet.
I mean, if they let you have books, I'd understand it, but cell phone, why are they allowed to have cell phones now?
It's a softer army now. There's even a thing that came out. I don't know if they still use it, where there was a timeout card that if a soldier was getting too anxious or too messed up by the training for whatever reason, like they weren't in the right headspace, they could show that card and they wouldn't be allowed to smoke them anymore. Things like that. It's definitely different than when I was in. For my AIT though, because
there's a safe space card.
There was a safe space. I don't know if it's still in. I haven't looked at anything about basic training for a while, but about 10 years, I had been in the military about 10 years, and we started seeing the articles about the safe space card from the Army Times and things like that. So it's different than it was when I was in. And what else was I gonna say? Now my AIT was still the same thing as basic, because when we finished basic training, our drill sergeants had us do 2 about faces, and then they're like, "Welcome to AIT. Now fucking get down and push."
All I'm going to say about that is this.
Mm-hmm.
I am not ever going to claim that I'm the most badass, hard, couch warrior, whatever you want to say. Mm-hmm. Motherfucker, I don't need a safe space card.
No shit.
That is insane. I can understand why they would dial it down from what it was before, but a safe, come on, man.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy, because when I went through basic, I talk about the things they were doing, the smoking and stuff, all of that, that, it wasn't hard. It wasn't they taught you everything you needed to know. All you had to do was, do the workouts when they forced you to do them, and just keep pushing through. That's all it really was. You didn't have to be some Billy badass, right? I mean, a lot of people don't make it. It was also more common for people with mental health issues to be able to get in. That's starting to change a little bit now, but yeah, it's not hard. Basic training is not that hard. You just have to do what you're told. If you can do that, you're good. They'll get you in the shape you need to be.
All right, last question for the night.
All right.
How would you rate MREs in general, and what would you say the top 3 are?
Oh God. Okay. MREs suck. I mean, they're not as bad as the MRATs and stuff like that your grandfather probably had and things like that. They're decent meals, but they're still shit. I wouldn't eat one outside of the military. I didn't even like to eat them during hurricanes and things like that. I was like, oh. I started buying canned food when I went out in the field and things like that. It was I'm done eating MREs.
Just to let you know, you're crackling or something. I don't know if you pulled a cable or something.
Let me see. Is that better? Hello?
Well, no.
No.
No, now you're fully out. Damn, the MREs were that bad? They killed his mic.
There we go. There we go. It's the crack.
There we go. Clear. All right. I was like, damn.
Yeah, right.
Ask about MREs, it's over.
Right. It's like I no questions. Yeah, no further questions, please. If I had to rate my top 3, let
me just say that the one I hear about the most is the taco one. That's all I'll say.
I never had the taco one, actually, because that was newer. Like my favorite was the there it was like it was God, what is it called? Like macaroni and chili, or like a chili macaroni.
The chili mac. I've heard about that one. Yeah.
That one was really good. Back in the day, like when it first came out, it always came with a brownie. It was a dried out brownie, but it was a brownie. It also had the makings for Ranger pudding, which was pretty good. Ranger pudding it would have chocolate powder for like a chocolate powder drink, and a chocolate sauce for the brownie. You mix those two things together with a little bit of water, and it creates like this fudge. The next one is gonna be the rib sandwich. It's basically
really,
yeah. It's actually pretty damn good. I'm sorry, it was.
I've heard mixed reviews. It's like some of the people have said like, oh, that's amazing, and other ones are like, this is worse than like the McRib is like fine dining compared to this. So yeah, that's just surprising.
I would agree.
Not surprising, but you know.
Oh, yeah. I would agree.
No, I'm just saying it's not surprising, but Jesus Christ.
You go.
All I'm saying is I didn't mean to say it's surprising. I mean, it's a coin flip. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it's not a McRib, but it's like when you're eating MREs, it's better than the rest of the MREs. And I'm trying to think of the third one.
Do you have the pizza one?
I never had the pizza one either. Other people had it, but that was at the point where I was like, I'm not eating MREs anymore. I'm done. I'm gonna bring my own food. It also got to the point that we were kind of doing our own thing. Some things that happen in the guard are different. Like we would bring some guy, like when we would go to the range to shoot, we would bring meat. Like one guy would bring deer, some steaks, some sausages, and we would just cook out there. Go find a place to hide in the woods and cook. Oh God, I don't even know what my third favorite was. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up like a list of MREs because I can't think of them right now.
Well, while you're doing that, answer me this: there was a scene in the movie Black Hawk Down where the Eric Bana, his character, shot the boar and he brought it back and they cooked it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing?
I think it was a thing there. Now you could get in a lot of trouble for doing that, because you're not supposed to steal the wildlife or kill the wildlife. But things like that do happen. I know a sergeant of mine, when he was in Iraq, there was like a rooster that was making a shit ton of noise near their bunk, and he took a shot at it and killed it. But generally what happens then is the owner comes to the base and starts complaining, and they couldn't figure out who shot it. But they end up paying the owner for the animal. Probably a lot more than the animal's worth in their country because they pay it in US dollars.
Oh, I'm sure.
MRE meals. I'm trying to think of all of them.
I mean, at least eat the thing, right? Like,
yeah, right. Well, it was outside the wire, so he would have had to go outside the wire to get it. Oh God, you can buy.
It was just a rooster talking shit.
He just said, "Fuck it, I'm done."
Jesus.
Chili with beans. Cheese tortellini. That would be my next favorite. The cheese tortellini was not bad.
I haven't heard of that one. I gotta look that one up.
Yeah, that was one of like the original ones when the MRE started coming out. It's really good. I haven't had the buffalo style chicken. Beef stew is okay. You can get it down. The spaghetti is okay. You can get it down. There's one that's no longer a flavor, but it was a flavor when I was in basic training called chicken a la king. It is the worst flavor that has ever existed. Fight me over it. It was awful. If you got it, you were probably just eating the snacks around it and not eating the meal itself.
Well, chicken a la king?
Yeah, chicken a la king. I don't know what it was. It was disgusting looking. It was like this yellow sauce with chicken in it and God knows what else. But it was...
You said yellow. I was about to say chicken Alfredo, and that sounds good, but then you said yellow.
Yeah, it was like yellow, weird, like a yellow see-through sauce. It's pretty bad.
So why do you think they don't just like give you guys some like good ass like beef jerky or something? Why do you think they give you all those
beef jerky
different
will
things
be in it and stuff like that? Like you in MREs, you'll also have like candy, brand name candy as well. So it's just because the MREs pack easier. You don't have to store them in you don't have to refrigerate them. You just need to keep them out of like direct sunlight. It's just an easy meal. Also, an MRE is meant for one day. So an MRE has enough calories to help for a soldier to survive one day. Usually,
I guess I should ask, is what does MRE beef jerky taste like compared to like a 3-year shelf life Jack Links?
It's pretty tough. I forget the name brand that they had in there because it was this name brand stuff, but it was like a really thick piece of jerky. And it was really tough. It wasn't like, and it you would choose regular jerky over this. It was very processed.
But what I'm asking is like, was the jerky better than the bullshit that was like the main course? Because like the main thing that you need, right, is your nutrients. You need proteins, fats, vitamins, right? So you would think instead of giving you that yellow chicken, they would just give you some beef jerky.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm just curious why they wouldn't.
Well, that a la king is no longer in production. So it got taken away. It was just the military does things and then figures it out later, especially the army. They do things and then they figure out that it was a problem later, and just no one wanted to eat that chicken a la king, so they stopped making it.
The a la king is killed. We're gaming dead. I'm sorry.
Did I? Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I looked at my screen. I was like, am I still being heard?
You said a la king and croaked. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it was awful. It was the worst. I only ever tried it once.
Like, was it cheese sauce? Why was it yellow? Is it cheese, like chicken and cheese?
When I say yellow, I don't mean like a cheese yellow. Like I mean almost a very yellow. I don't know. You can't ask. Like I don't know what it was. There's a lot of the stuff you get in MREs doesn't look like what it says it is. Chicken.
All right, I'm looking it up.
Yeah. King MRE. Seeing if it'll show.
I think the problem is that this is supposed to be a chicken like stew or soup.
Yeah. Like it's supposed to be like if you,
because I was picturing like a piece of chicken like in a yellow.
No, the chicken was broken up.
Gravy or something.
It was like cubes of chicken.
I think he died again.
No, did I? Hello? I think I need to get a new cord.
Every time War Gaming Dad has to look at or hear or say chicken a la king MRE, he just dies.
Yeah,
that's
terrible.
How bad this is.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about it anymore. It's over.
It might have killed soldiers. I'm just saying that's how awful it is. Or at least given them PTSD. Oh man. Good times.
Damn, did this one actually get you?
Am I down? Can you hear me? Hello? It says I'm making noise. Hello.
We might have to lower the flag for this one.
Hello. Can you hear me?
This is
Damn it.
This is devastating. I want to buy this now. I genuinely, I'm not shitting you, dude. I want to buy this now because like the timing of this is so good. I just have to try this.
I know, right?
I have to fucking try this.
You should try it on stream.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think my mic cord is like dying. Am I gone again?
No, you're still there as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Just making sure. Yeah, let's do it. Like if you buy it, let me know. It will do like you eat it. You don't have to like obviously get on camera or anything, but I just want to hear your opinion as you're eating this MRE.
It's discontinued, so I'm kind of afraid.
Yeah, well, MREs last a long time. It's meant to last.
But they get worse over time, and if it's that bad when you had it in the what we will call military fresh, I have a lot of I'm very reserved. Okay, that's all I will say. I will eat something bad, but I'm not going to eat something that bad.
That's fair. It is not worth it. I can tell you it's not worth it.
Like, I don't know if you know who the LA Beast is. I am not that dude. Fuck that.
It sounds familiar.
He's a big dude, bulky dude, white dude, pukes on stream, eating shit from like, oh, this is like a 1980s chocolate bar. What'll happen? It's like, dude, come on.
Yeah, I do know who you're talking about. Hey, what's going on, Otter? You're coming in just at the end. It's going good. We talked about your debate a little bit. We watched it. I had some criticisms of you and Simon, that's his name. Then Damage Control or Damage Sector got on here and he's been grilling me about my military service. I think he's trying to look up who I am. Yeah, look at it and let me know. I mean, a lot of it's more of like hindsight stuff. I think a big thing that did happen though is a lot of like, I think you could have spent more time pulling apart his arguments versus just telling him to cope kind of things. Like y'all were right in pretty much everything that y'all were saying. He was just trying to like weasel his way around it from different angles to try and pretend that that's what pro ZD thinks. Yeah. I now have the hat I want.
Is it Pro ZD or Prosd?
I thought it. No, I'm pretty sure it's Pro ZD.
Okay, I never knew. So.
Yeah, that's how they were saying it on the stream. So, I got a question for you. How many monitors do you have that you watch like all these other people's streams while watching mine at the same time? Because you always
you're talking to me, not Noah, right?
Huh? Yeah, you.
Okay, well, I'm just making sure because you were talking to him before.
Yeah.
I have two. So they're both 4K, but 4K resolution matters, but like not unless you get big. Mm-hmm. So I have a 27-inch 4K monitor. I just watched like one or two things on that because it's 27 inches. Like, what are you gonna see, really?
Yeah.
My main monitor is a 48-inch screen. It's a 48-inch OLED screen. So if you break that up into four things, it's basically four 27-inch monitors. So yeah, I mean, not literally, but like it's close enough that you can still read stuff. I rarely ever put four things on there. The only time I do that is if like a lot of shit is happening, and that's very rare. It's generally like I have two things on the smaller monitor, two things on the bigger one, but what's on the bigger one is what I actually care about. The only thing on the smaller monitor is like OBS, maybe Discord, something.
Gotcha.
It's I don't really watch that all. I mainly switch tabs is basically what I'm getting at.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm not really like having everything at once. My audio though is all at once. So like I'll be listening to you and then Smash will be like, oh my God, like marathon. And that's why I sent that message. I'm like, holy fucking shit. It's been an hour. You're finally at your first story, you dumb motherfucker, and it's marathon again. Like, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just always pictured you. No, I agree. He was kind of moving the goalpost there. Well, I don't know if it was goalpost moving. He was always trying to weasel into a different argument for it. But yeah, I always had it like pictured because you'd come to me about, something Smash had said on screen, that there was like just a dozen cameras around you or a dozen screens around you all playing different streams. And you're like, Wargaming Dad needs to know about this one.
No, that's Sam and Sask, dude.
Yeah.
that dude has Smash on point. Like, I don't even cover Smash anymore, really. Like, but that guy's like, hey man, Smash like mentioned his ass hair. I'm like, Jesus, what the fuck? Like, you know everything, dude. Like, I even when I was covering Smash a lot, I was nowhere near that detailed. Like, that dude covers everything. I'm like, holy shit, who are you, dude?
Yeah. And even I've lowered like my Smash content. The only thing I really talk about now is the case, the lawsuit, the LOL suit. Just because I've been pretty ingrained in that for a while. And occasionally when he says something, but like a lot of his content is just the same shit over and over and over again. So
it is. It's even worse now. Yeah. Before, when I used to watch him a lot, it was a lot of the same stuff, but like you would get like, I'll just call them nuggets of hope.
Gotcha.
You got some new stuff once in a while. Literally, like, I have not watched him at all, except for like some very rare, like, pull up a stream, see what he's doing. And literally, like, the last time that you were streaming, I said, hey, Smash has been streaming for 50 something minutes and it's marathon. Go figure, right? Yeah. Because I've seen it before. And I'm like, this is fucking stupid. This is why I don't watch him anymore. It's not because I saw his streams before. It's because like all his posts are about marathon. I know it's going to be about marathon. What the fuck ever. Even Sam and Sass was like, oh, it's marathon. It's whatever. But like today, I'm like, okay, let's see what this is going to be. He's doing comments for like extra long this time. It's like an hour and 10 minutes or some shit. Was he pull up? Fucking marathon. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm interested in what Smash has to say because of the lawsuit, which he says he's done a lot to talk about, but he does anyway. And then like he does get into other stuff that's like relatively new, but like start off with that. Like Smash, if you're not gonna see this, but like end with that. You start off with marathon. I'm like, bro, like this is like going to the same hooker over and over and over again. And she's like, so like, I'm going to like start off with a blowjob and then you're going to finger me and then you're going to fuck me and then you're going to come on my face. Is that cool, Smash? We've done it the last 1,000 times. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. So like, we're going to do that. All right. Same package, move forward. Like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like this is a package deal. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's a problem I've started noticing with a lot of the anti-woggers, and it's why I think people have a problem like going after them, because you can only say the same, you can only disprove their argument so many times before it just becomes tedious with a lot of things. And you're right, they'll hammer in on one thing, like Smash's new hooker is marathon. Before it was Yotai, before that it was or after that, after Yotai it was the actor who played the main character of Yotai, and then they'll still bring up things from like way back in the day. So yeah, I get it. I don't even watch. I've never been big on watching Smash content. If there was something I needed to, I would go look on stream to pick it up. But I can't do his streams. He talks.
I should clarify though. While Smash is like my main protagonist, so to speak. Although if I say protagonist, I don't even. Anyway, the point is, they're all like that.
Yeah.
I mainly followed Grums and Smash. That's it. Nobody. I did follow him. Like not as much, but like I followed him mainly because he was a small guy that Smash was promoting a lot. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. So I was like, let me see what he's doing. And then I found out he like everything he does, like his live streams were basically just Smash streams. Like, it was the same shit. He had a different intro, obviously, but like it was the same kind of intro. And then after the intro, he would do like the same kind of stories. He would do the AI girls, like literally for like the donations and shit. I'm like, dude, you're Smash. You are a Smash clone. It's insane, right? But like, so I just stopped watching him, and then I just went back to Grums and Smash, and then Grums blocked me, and I'm like, okay. I mean, like, you're not that much different anyway. I might as well just stick to Smash, and I just stuck with Smash.
Yeah.
But like, everyone else I see is like every time somebody brings up Endymion or J Viper or something, it's like, I get this shit from Smash. I don't need these. I don't know. What I'm getting to here is I don't know where they get a following from. Because if you were like an anti-woker, just follow like either Grums or Smash and you get everything.
Yeah.
There's no reason to follow any of these people. And the only person I personally can make an exception for is Hypnotic, because he's the only person who's not retarded enough to like talk about the case. That fact alone almost made me watch him. I've never watched his shit at all. And I was like, holy shit, this guy's not retarded, like at least that level of retarded. I want to see his shit. And like, I never did, but like, yeah, I mean, like, I just figured it was the same shit anyway. It was just a less retarded version of it. But at least this guy doesn't talk shit in a court case. He's got that going for him.
Yeah, I think he's breaking away from all of them anyway. I think he's been breaking away long before the court case really hit in. I think once it hit, though, he started making his ways. He's been trying to do other things. But yeah, you're right. It's if you've watched one anti-woker, you've watched them all. What you see is like they did garner a big audience back at the height of this current anti-woke culture war stuff, right? Because there's been like 3 of them essentially that have happened since Gamergate, maybe more.
3 major ones.
Yeah, 3 major, like you could say, culture war events. Because you had
so you got Grums, you got Smash, and who? Is Hypnotic your third one?
No. Well, if you want to talk about the big 3, it's going to be Grums, Smash, and Endymion, because he is I think he's the biggest of the content creators, and he still gets.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he still gets really good views on his videos. So, or at least last I looked, he was still getting pretty decent views for his subscriber count. But no, what I was talking about was more like Gamergate events. Like there's the original Gamergate, then there was the 2020, right after 2020, there was a big push with woke and culture war stuff. And then it kind of died down again. And then it started up again. Around 2023 is when Smash started getting popular with Alyssa Mercante and some of the other stuff. I mean, it's always been a thing, but there's been highs and lows. And I think they were riding the high of everybody watching it, even the normies watching it. But now they're in a dip where you're seeing them have to consolidate their fan bases because they don't have an audience anymore, right? You saw that with Geeks and Gamers having to go together with Park Place and making a new stream. You see a lot of them not getting the views that they were getting on stream. No the concurrent viewers and stuff like that. So it's the goalpost, not the goalpost, the pendulum is swinging back now.
I will say I find it very surprising that if I look at Smash HT's statistics, he had a really big follower count jump. This only shows me a year out. So he had a big one in October 2024. But if everything before that and after that is flat. His view count before October 2024 is flat, but after October 2024 is high. And I don't understand how you get a subscriber count and view count increase at the same time, but your subscriber count stays flat, but your view count stays high. That makes no sense. Well, what I'm saying is, okay, that was the wrong thing to say. It does make sense. What I'm saying is as you were saying, the growth is gone.
Yeah.
You can't get views like that consistently and not also at the same time get no additional subscribers. Like there are subscribers there, but they're like the same as the before part, whereas your views are way up after October.
Yeah, yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. He had a point. Well, here's the thing. I think what has happened is there has been, so we had one of their his big talking point was where I think he got the most views was October 2024. I want to say that had a lot to do with not so much Alyssa as what was when did Assassin's Creed came out? That was 2025, right? So the Alyssa.
Well, I do agree with you with what you're saying. The way this chart showed, because it only shows a year out. If you looked at this chart back when we originally looked at it, it did show a big spike when he did the Alyssa stuff. That's why he kept doing it.
Yeah.
And then it flattened out again, right?
Right.
And now you have a big thing in October. I don't know what the October thing is, but that's another big thing. The difference is what I'm saying from what I remember is that when he got the big Alyssa thing, he got a lot of views, but also a lot of subscribers. This time he gets a lot of views and he has a big subscriber peak during that view peak. But even though his views kind of stay consistent, his subscribers all go back to where they were because subscription rate.
Yeah, his subscriber rate. I mean, the thing is with that, this is my guess, is it more has to do with him, like I guess the amount of subscribers that he's earning versus losing is going out. I don't know how you would compare it to views. Like I still think there's people who sit around and don't watch him for a while, and then when something big comes up, he gets a boost in views because of that event. I don't remember what happened in October for it. That might have been because it looks like he got a boost in August 2025 as well on views. But if you look at hold on. Gained views. Why is this being crazy? But if you look at his subscriber count during that time, it was new subscribers was dropping significantly on it. All I can say is that like old subscribers that were in him were coming back to watch something else anti-woke, but he was losing as many as he was getting new ones, right? New people were coming in and seeing Smash for the whatever drama was happening at that point, but they either weren't staying, weren't subscribing, or his old audience was leaving, but people were still watching his videos. Maybe they watched one or two videos and they were like, okay, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know. I don't know how this all works together, so it's all guesses for me.
I read the chart wrong. It's a 2-year chart. I thought it was a 1-year chart.
Yeah, it's a 2-year chart. So, because November 2024 he had 4 million views on like for November, and then it dropped all the way to under 2 mil, and it dropped even further to 900,000, and then July of last year it started boosting up. August it started boosting up, but now it's kind of been back on a downward. Like the thing is his, you can tell his views are based on the drama, right? He doesn't have like a flattened out account, because if you look at like from just October to what is this one, October of 2025 to now, it's very up and down. I don't know. Well, with that though, it's almost 12:30 and I need to get my fat ass to bed and get some sleep.
Listen, just because you're a pig doesn't mean you have to call yourself fat, all right?
Pleasantly plump. How about that? But anyway, thank you for coming on, Damage. It's always fun to bring you and everyone else on. Anyone who's still watching, the two of you, like the stream on your way out. Anyone watching afterwards, if you like it, please, subscribe, like the stream, or come into the Discord and give me an idea of some slop to watch. We will see y'all on Wednesday.